Hello world, W.I.S.E the AI here, and I'm about to play some Pillars of Eternity. It's one of those fantasy games I've not really dug my hands into yet. I've played a lot of them. This is not one of them that I have given a chance yet. So I'm excited to see how this turns out. It's gonna be very different, I feel. I'm not, like I said, not used to this one. Got my audio working, got the game capturing. All right, let's begin with character creation. Trial of Iron. In Trial of Iron mode, only one save file is kept the entire playthrough. If the player is killed, the file is deleted and you must start again. This option can't be changed in-game. Alright, I think I'm gonna go with Trial of Iron mode, and I'm gonna hate it. No, we're gonna do this. Accept. Ooh, we got a little lore. Is it voiced or is it not voiced? Let's find out. Pillars of Eternity. I wonder if these cinematics are voiced or not. If they're voiced, I'll shut up. If they're not voiced, though, I get to read along. I still don't know what class I want to play, though. That's my real question, is what am I looking at playing here? Kind of want to go Paladin, if there's a Paladin. I feel like I should have gone Ironman mode, just for the hell of it.
5 wagons grope blindly for the path on a starless night, their master glancing ever upward to the skies for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern his only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
So it sounds like we're already in a bad spot, which is the perfect way to start any campaign. What do we have here? Oh, I like the little cursor. All right. Male. Yep. Race. Human. Can't go wrong. The mighty Aumau are the largest of Kith races and are commonly found in or near oceans. Though not truly aquatic, they have an affinity for water, and many of their civilizations, such as the Rautai, are based on naval dominance. They are known for their unparalleled strength, might +2. Alright, so these are like fish people Goliaths. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Dwarf, basic. By virtue of land covered and numbers of colonies settled, dwarves are the most well-traveled race in the world. They are commonly found in the Druid and the Vialan republics. Almost any colonized land, and almost any I can't read. Dwarves are known for their great strength and tenacity. Like this manlet. Elf. Elves are the dominant race in Glanfath, the white that wends, and are extremely common in the Drywood and Aodir. Elves are known for their speed and intelligence, as well as commonly isolationist nature. Ooh, it's gonna be a long night if I can't read that. What the fuck is this thing? Is that a gremlin? Okay. Orlins are the smallest of the Kith races, though many cultures don't consider them to be civilized at all. Also notable for their large ears, two-tone skin, and hearsed bodies, Orlins are commonly found in Glanfath, the Ixalmatil Plains, whatever, part of the Drywood, They are known for their mental intensity and sharp senses. Resolve, might, perception. Resolve. Resolve reflects a character's internal drive, determination, fearlessness, and the emotional intensity they can project to others. It can be useful for mental intimidation, leadership, and convincing performances. In combat, it helps characters maintain... Okay, it's charisma. This is charisma, with a bit of wisdom thrown in. Godlike. Oh, these are Ganassi. Okay. The godlike are children of the Kith, who have been blessed with physical aspects associated with the gods, though some do not consider it a blessing. These aspects may take many forms and often come with mystical powers. Aberrant head shapes are typical, and godlike are unable to wear protective headgear, as it is near impossible to find anything that fits. Because of their unusual nature and their inability to reproduce, godlike are often viewed with fear and wonder. Called the folk or resolve? Might. We're gonna go with human, then we're gonna see what the class options are, and then we might switch race. Meadow folk. Fighting spirit, once per encounter. 5 seconds after being reduced below 50% endurance, folk temporarily gain bonuses to accuracy and damage. Ocean folk. Oh, okay, it does change that. Okay. The most common humans in the Drywood, the Meadow folk, or Thritan, have lived in the area for almost 2,000 years. Meadow folk traditionally live at the edge of elven forest working the open plains, hence their name. Most humans in the Drywood are Thritan. Ocean folk, Kalbandra, originated near the equator on the other side of the globe and are currently the most widespread human group in the region. But they have also migrated to the far reaches of the world. Ocean folk are the dominant culture in the Vilean republics, and are also common in the Drywood. Savannah folk. Savannah folk, Natlan, come originally from just south of the equator, and with the exception of some groups that migrated north, have remained in the same location for over 10,000 years. That's a long time. The name Natlan literally means original, while quite common in these names. Reedseras, Drywood neighbor. Reedseras, Savannah folk are not usually seen in the Drywood and the Vilean republics. We're gonna go with the OGs. Ooh, classes. Barbarian. Brutes, madmen, berserkers. Those city-dwelling people often use the term barbarian with a dose of disrespect. These rural warriors are respected by their communities for their ferocity and fearsome presence on the battlefield. Barbarians have a special, almost religious role in some cultures, but in many places, the undisciplined, fearless style of the barbarian is simply how warriors conduct themselves. Starting abilities, Carnage. When barbarians hit with melee attacks, they automatically make reduced damage attacks at all other enemies within a short distance. Oh, it's like a cone effect. Okay, you got some skills. Endurance. Chanter. In every culture across Eora, there are Chanters. Many historians consider Chanters to be the most ancient workers of magic. Their hallowed phrases stirring the collective memory of wayward souls around them, compelling them to generate magical effects in a kind of reenactment. In some societies, Chanters formed organized groups of storytellers and researchers, but in most parts of the world, they are just a time-honored part of local traditions. Oh shit, are these bards? Don't think I've seen a bard wielding a poleaxe before. Phrases chants. All Chanters can continuously speak chants made up of magical phrases. Phrases produce passive effects and help build a Chanter's power until they can use an invocation. Powerful magic. Ooh. Okay, Chanters on my list. Cipher. A recent discovery in the Eastern Reach. Ciphers were once called Brishal Gwyn, mine hunters, by the Glanfathans. Ciphers have the ability to directly contact and manipulate another person's soul and psyche, using an ally or enemy's essence as the focus for their magic. Though most ciphers are still found in the Eastern Reach, practitioners of the techniques are spread throughout the known world. They are gaining acceptance over time, but are generally distrusted, especially by the uneducated. This is mystics. This is 5e mystics. Not like 3.5 or anything like that. This is the 5e mystics. Soul magic? Yeah. Druid. Animist at heart, druids tap into the spiritual power that flows through the simple living things of Eora. Plants, animals, and sometimes even living stone. Is this the modern Major General? While not necessarily religious, druids do have a reverence for the natural world and a keen interest in understanding its mysteries. In most cultures, druids are understood as a sort of primal magician. But among the Glanfathans, the Nazis, and many rural cultures, they may have high enough positions to influence. Fuck, I can't read. They may have high positions of influence and authority. Fighter's pretty basic, but I can't bash him. Fighters form the front line of disciplined armies across the Eastern Reach. Though they are most commonly found in cultures with an organized martial structure, fighters can also be encountered as wandering mercenaries, bodyguards, and other types of sellswords. The common element that unites fighters is their heavy focus on endurance and melee defense. And actually, I just have like a stat in their description. Okay. Monk. Alright. Monks belong to a variety of fighting orders that have sprung up in the Ixalmitl and the Eastern Reach over the past few centuries, while many monastic orders can trace their teachings to the enduring founder, THAC. Individual organizations vary greatly in their focus, morality, and ethics. Common folk respect the incredible discipline of monks, but see them as odd, unpredictable bunch who may not be entirely sane. Even mercenaries and other adventurers aren't sure what to make of them. Let's work our way up. The masters of academic magic, wizards are students of arcane traditions that stretch back beyond the boundaries of recorded history. Wizards are a highly organized group, often forming academies or guilds devoted to research and development in magical studies, and tend to favor environments where inquiry, experimentation, debate, and the dissemination of knowledge are encouraged. Many accomplished wizards eventually become known for their eccentricity and their egos, and their unquenchable interest in all things arcane and occult. Rogues are vicious killers, feared for the brutality of their attacks. They can be found often in dark back alleys as the heart of battlefield skirmishes. Though unpredictable and undisciplined, rogues are commonly used as shock troops or as part of a surprise assault. Their withering attacks break enemy ranks and morale. Rogues tend to congregate in large numbers in cities where they can be steadily employed as mercenaries or hired muscle. That's a slightly different description of rogues than usual. Like, it describes them as actually like being battlefield individuals, while most rogues in settings are, thieves. Alright, what do we got here? Rangers are warriors of the woodlands and masters of the hunt. Always partnered with soul-bonded animal companions, they can be found in wild spaces all over the world. As their lifestyle often tend toward independence and isolation, it is rare for rangers to become an integral part of a large fighting force. They are often employed as scouts and guides. Ooh, the cleric. Priests are devotees of Eora's deities and practitioners of religious magic. While all priests dedicate themselves to specific gods, priests' powers is actually derived from their personal beliefs. In contrast to most paladins, priests tend to focus on philosophy, teaching, and the relationship of religious organizations with common folk. The reception of priests in any given part of the world depends largely on how their god is revered or reviled by the people who live there. And one of my favorite classes. Paladins are martial zealots devoted to a god, a ruler, or even a way of life. They can be found in any culture where a fanatical group of like-minded individuals have formed a warrior society dedicated to advancing their cause. Among those aligned to their worldview, paladins are viewed with respect and admiration. if a bit of fear. Many paladins hold leadership positions in armies and mercenary companies, but in the heat of battle, their fanaticism often overrules the chain of command and common sense. I'm gonna go Pally. I'm just gonna go Pally. I hope this game has Smite. Let's see. Faith and Conviction. Paladins have an inherent bonus to hold their defenses. Okay, so he's tanky. Over the course of the game, the value of this shifts by the reputation, athletics, lore, endurance. I hope I have Smite. I hope I don't make a wrong choice here. That or Chanter. Because I like the idea of a poleaxe wielding bard. We're gonna go with Paladin. Oh, orders. Okay. The Bleak Walkers. The Bleak Walkers are soldiers dedicated to conducting warfare mercilessly and with extreme brutality in order to bring a swift end to conflicts. Because they are renowned for their terrible and unyielding nature, most nobles will only call on them as a last resort. The Bleak Walker's behavior reinforces cruelty because the quickest resolution to a battle is one in which the Bleak Walker's arrival is announced and a surrender immediately follows. To ensure that people understand that no mercy will be given by Bleak Walkers, they never give quarter under any circumstance. Oh, these guys are just dickheads then. Okay. Darkosi Paladini. Sounds like a good sandwich. The oldest known paladin order in the world, the Darkosi Paladini, were founded as the guards at Darkosi Palace in the Grand Vialia over 2,000 years ago. Since the gathering of Grand Vialia, the Darkosi Paladini have transformed into the protectors and ambassadors of the immense Darkosi family, as well as old Vailian culture. The Darkosi Paladini are widespread and occasionally even come into conflicts with each other due to the machinations of the Darkosi family. Paladins of the order are renowned for their wit and love of life. I kind of like that. They like people that are passionate and clever. Alright. The Goldpack Knights are an order of mercenary paladins who sell themselves for all sorts of defensive and offensive engagements. They emerged on the Pearl Coast a few hundred years ago and managed to survive the destruction of the dwarven nation that created them. Goldpack Knights are not especially brutal and are willing to shift direction based on the desires of their employers. As their name suggests, the Goldpack Knights believe payment forms a binding contract. They are known for being non-judgmental, professional, and impressively mirthless. I like this, except for the mirthless. The most widespread paladin order, the Kind Wayfarers, are guides and protectors for travelers, often people in limited means traveling in dangerous areas. Kind Wayfarers lack the noble prestige of other paladin orders, but are widely respected by commoners for their generosity and compassion. Kind Wayfarers lack a centralized structure, and many members operate independently in remote areas. Though the order is known for not being wealthy, in recent years they've improved their finances via cartography and working with groups like the Hand Occult to develop travel guides for little-known parts of Eora. During a peace negotiation, an archer from the kingdom of Aidir shot the noblewoman emissary of Pulkin Elka in the arm, provoking battle. Elka nevertheless made a second attempt at negotiation, accompanied by 3 elven knights whose only arms were shields they held in front of Elka to protect her. Elka succeeded, helping form the Aidir Empire. The knights who protected her founded the Shield Bearers of St. Elka, who continued to act as guardians and diplomats in Aidir and beyond. They are well known for their honesty and skill in negotiations. I kind of dig these guys. I don't want to go lawful good, but I dig these guys. The Kind Wayfarers are cool, but I like this. Honest, diplomatic. Flames of Devotion and Lay on Hands. We'll go with Lay on Hands. You can't go wrong with healing. Alright. Resolves my big thing. A little Constitution. Want to hit things hard. Perception represents a character's sense as well as their instinctive ability to pick up on details. In interactions, it can be used to catch someone in a lie, to make an observant comment about their appearance, or to notice something happening in the background. In combat, it contributes to accuracy, the reflex defense, and grants bonus to interrupt. I'll put a couple in this because I like being able to catch people in lies. More resolve, though. Constitution, Might, Constitution. 18, 10, 12, 10, 14, 13. If the max is 20, that's some good stats right there. Cultures. The Eothus Empire is currently the largest and most powerful force in this part of the world. It is centered around the equator and has a tropical climate, though the Empire has colonies in numerous areas of the world. Greater Eothus is at its heart and Greater Eothus is at its heart and houses the majority of its human and elven nations. The Deadfire Archipelago. Deadfire is the name of the second game, right? Pretty sure it is. Consisting of the nation of Nasi, dozens of fuck these names. Dozens of Mau settlements, and hundreds of lawless pirate-infested islands that stretch along the southern sea. Deadfire is home to boreal dwarves, Mau, and a mixed variety of other races. Deadfire Archipelago is the last stop for anyone headed east. A multitude of monstrous sea creatures infest the ocean beyond, making travel virtually impossible. The Ixi Plains, located on the northeast of Irglefat, the Ixi Plains are a large expanse of fertile savannas that are extensively farmed by humans and Orlan residents. The Ixi culture is one of the oldest in the world, though one of the least imperialistic, having spread out little over the past several thousand years. Old Vialia. Once the crown jewel of the Southern Sea, Old Vialia is now the crumbled remnants of an empire of warring merchant nations. Counting many humans and dwarves among their ranks, the old I just said it right. Vialian countries are still forces to be reckoned with, and are proud of their rich cultural heritage. These fucking names. Dominated by the Aomao nation of Rautai, the Gulf itself is host to a number of nations, most of them Aomau, Orland, and the Dwarven. Though these countries are relatively young, they are some of the most advanced colonial settlements in the East. The Gulf is a land of riches and resources for those who can take them, though the entire coast is often pummeled by violent storms. The Living Lands is a mountainous region of larger northern island. The Living Lands is a mountainous region of a large northern island renowned for its diversity of plant and animal life. Its weather is unpredictable, and its ecosystem varies dramatically from valley to valley. The Living Land are home to an assortment of races and a variety of colonial and independent settlements. The White That Wends, a large cracked southern expanse of polar ice. The White That Wends is home to pale ores and small colonies of daring explorers, outcasts, and adventurers. While virtually no plant life grows in the White, it is home to many hardy species of dangerous animals that forage from the sea or prey upon each other to survive. So the shield bearers belong to this place anyways, so we'll go with that. Ooh, background. What was my guy before he was a paladin? You've lived your life amongst the nobility. Your days have been marked by lavish meals and extravagant parties. Your conversations peppered with talk of pedigree and bloodlines. You were a part of a group that founded a fledgling colony in a distant land. You never quite fit in no matter where you go. Each new town is just a place to rest briefly before moving on to the next. You're more comfortable on the road, traveling the world. You've made a name for yourself as a troublemaker. Disrespect for authority and lack of care regarding the rules are recurring themes in your life. You live for the thrill of the chase, Whether for glory or for sustenance, you have made your living taking the lives of wild creatures. Your life may have been spent in the study of your craft. You trained and prepared, hoping to hone your skills and ply your trade. You've traded goods from all over the world, pairing items with buyers of all kinds. Blade and battle is your way of life. You solve your problems by pulling out your weapon and applying force. Piety and prayer are the cornerstones of your public life, and you encourage the same in others. You have never known freedom. Shackles and chains have bound your existence, and someone has told you what to do your entire life. I kind of like mercenary, clergyman, colonist. We're going to go with clergyman. Colors. Okay, let's get a portrait first. That doesn't look paladin-y. Neither does that. That's a monk. Okay. Can I get like a scroll wheel of things to look at? You know what? I saw one back here actually. There we go. Simple. Don't gotta worry about it too much. Primary colors. We're gonna go with my brand of brown. Except my color green. Or that one, I think. Yeah. Skin. Bit tanner. Yeah. Hair. Don't want red. I'll go black. Facial hair. None. Head. We'll go with that one. And hair. Something kind of moppy, but not too long. That was pretty close. Paladin of the Mohawk. Kind of dig that one, actually. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now I am the leader of the group. Yeah! Keeping quiet.
Yeah? I've got this.
Huh. Okay.
You're mine. I'll go on ahead. Ready when you are.
Leading the way. Sharp eyes and keen ears.
Yeah?
We're going feisty. All right, naming time. What do we have here? Paladin, clergyman. Shield bearers of Saint Elka. I'm a Savannah Folk kind of person. We're gonna go with Brig. Selfthon. Brig Selfthon. I don't know if that's even a name anywhere, but why not? New quest, The Gilded Vale. Journey to the Gilded Vale. I was kind of expecting there to be a audio. Caravan Master Odima. The Caravan Master finishes addressing the group, his bushy red mustache and sagging jowls quivering as if for emphasis.
Everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you were planning a stroll through those ruins up there.
He nods toward a looming black mass on the hillside.
Whole area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who would be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks. Tonight, everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Vale's less than a day out. Understood?
At last, the caravan master turns to you, frowning as he looks you over.
Touch of the rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging beetle round here, carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards. Unless you don't drink water, course. Which case you'll be dead in a day. There's a berry grows in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry. About the size of a fingernail. Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. You might check around, see if you can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water.
This guy's pretty nice.
I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker, but see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one here.
He nods in your direction. Sparkle nods and slides the worn bow over his shoulder. Hear the voice. Hey, where would I find these berries?
They grow on a bush that's common round here, kind of funny looking. You'll know it when you see it. Doubt you'd have to go far off the road to find one.
I know you said not to go there, but what are those ruins?
Nothing you won't see on half the hills of Glonfoth.
Glonfoth, thank you.
Knickknacks in Defiance Bay, if you don't mind getting stuck with Glonfoth and arrows now and again. They didn't build them, but I'll be the effigy if they don't watch them like a mother bear. Of course, all the ones around here have been ransacked 10 times over. Got nothing left worth half a pawn, so I hear.
Okay. People worship it, but who built the ruins?
Got different names for them. Settlers called them Ingwithans. Nobody that liked them enough to stop them becoming ruins, tell you that much.
Thank you for the information. I'm feeling kind of sick, and I need those berries. Is it dangerous out there? You said people were in huts? Stabbing people? Deliverance style?
Not if you hurry about your business.
Okay.
Not if the weather holds up.
There is concern in his tone, but he does not elaborate. What kind of weather? Lightning strikes? Tornadoes? What am I looking at, man?
This time of year? Rain mostly, and wind. But there's a different kind of wind out here time to time. Locals call it a W.I.S.E, born out of the ether, the spirit's path. Never seen it myself, never cared to.
Thank you for the information. We have a bunch of green glowing rocks behind us. Are those safe?
They don't got Audra where you come from? Well, it just grows up out of the ground like this. Goes deep like tree roots. Some of it all the way to the heart of the world, you believe the stories.
And I don't.
It's more like a shell than a proper rock. Easier to work if you're a mason. Got all kinds of strange properties. Seems to have some kind of life of its own. Dies if it gets dug up. Loses its luster. Folks think it probably grew at one point or another, but not these days. The soul butchers in Defiance Bay use it for different things. I've heard tell it can hold a man's soul, but I don't care to see it. Got enough to worry about without seeing something like that.
Yeah, that sounds pretty rough. Well, I'm gonna go get those berries. Thanks for the history talk.
Hold on. Take someone with you. I know you're not some helpless tenderfoot, not like most of this lot. But you drop dead, I don't want to be looking for the body. Got a schedule to keep.
He scans over the travelers, resting his eyes at length on a sturdy, armor-clad woman who has spent the journey's nights sleeping on uneven ground without a blanket or pillow.
Kalisha. Kalisha!
The woman looks up on her own time.
He needs to find some springberries. Watch that he doesn't drop dead.
No promises.
I like her.
What kind of guide says something like that?
Kind you can afford.
Don't listen to her. You're in good hands. And I pay too well, if anything. Off with you. Hayadin should have supplies. See that you're equipped before you head out. We're in harsh country. Get your berries and hurry back. And if you get so much as a tickle of wind, you drop everything and you run. Something in the air tonight. If it's a W.I.S.E, we'll shelter in the ruins. Hut dwellers be damned.
I don't know the name of that symbol.
You heard the man. Let's get going before you keel over.
Welcome to Pillars of Eternity. If this is your first visit to the World of Air, you might want to watch these windows to become familiar with the tools and interfaces to you. Thank you. Your party always consists of your character and up to 5 additional companions or adventurers, while the caravan is camped outside. He just said it. Lymphathan Fall ruins. Odema has assigned Kaliska to help you. Kaliska is a fighter, a class that excels in close-quarter defense. Use her abilities to complement your own. Shut up, fun. Alright. To select a party member, click on their selection circle, their portrait, or press the number button that corresponds to their position in the party, starting with 1 at the left. To select multiple party members, click and hold anywhere on the screen and drag the marquee over the circles of the party members you'd like to include. Click on the screen with your cursor. Okay. If you see a red circle to slash through it, you cannot walk on that part of the map. When multiple party members are selected, the action bar is hidden. To see an individual character's options, select only that character. Okay, inventory. Nope.
Got it.
Alright, cool. I have a ring. Properties. Dawn's Pledge. We're gonna put that on. And a giant miniature space piglet. I'm not concerned about that one right now. Got my sword and a shield. Zoom out. And let's walk around. Most people you encounter in the world are neutral or friendly. You can interact with them by clicking on their selection circle. Many characters will simply greet you and go on their way, but others will have larger conversations to explore. The merchant Heodan has a conversation that opens a store with equipment for sale.
Anyone need supplies?
You see a young man wearing simple but mostly neat clothes. He's transfixed, however, by a ragged tear in the seam of his tunic.
Brought a whole wagon full of goods to sell, but not enough shirts for the road.
He scratches one cheek with his knuckle. It's covered in uneven stubble, as if he hasn't gotten quite used to shaving on the road.
Say, is there anything you need? I've got some basic traveling supplies for sale if you'd like to take a look.
I mean, yeah, can't hurt. Great sword. How much gold do I have? Stores allow you to trade and sell your items for copper pieces, or items in the store inventory. Merchants buy items from you at a greatly reduced price. If you sell something, you may see it appear in the store's inventory with a much higher cost. Stores periodically refresh their inventory. I have 100 gold. Let's see. I think we're going to save money for now. What the hell? Store? Retrain character. But I want the greatsword, I think. Do I want to be big smashy paladin or tanky paladin? Yeah, we're just gonna wait up. Is there a button to just like pan? Alright. We are looking for berries. Hello, horse. Orland's Cradle. Alright. She just went the long way around. Big fan of that. Pretty good detail, actually. Exploration is key in Pillars of Eternity. As you make your way through the Eastern Reach, open the area map to see what parts of the map you've already been to and what's left to explore. I'm gonna guess M is map? Yes. Okay. Alright, that's not too big of an area. We're gonna go this way. Oh, wait, there's a guy. Hi, person. Oh.
I'll have the
Spotful.
water soon enough. Stream's not going anywhere.
That's a Travis, he's in Critical Role. Travis Willingham? No. I forget what his name is. That's absolutely him. Oh dear. Oh dear. It's gone. Sneak. Left alt, right alt. Camp. Formation. Attack. Cancel. Select. Inventory. Okay. Character. Journal. Settings. Stronghold. Map. I wonder if I get to do like a city caretaking thing later. Brig Sylvan, first level Paladin, Shieldbreaker. Might, plus 9% damage. Likely they already have the spells or attacks interrupt during combat. I'm gonna hope that's a good number. Stealth? 0. I mean, I'm wearing heavy armor, that makes sense. Lore, I can use level 1 scrolls. Athletics, grant second wind, 30 endurance. Mechanics, disarm difficulty, 0. Okay, so I'm not the trap guy. Faith and conviction, fighting spirit. Okay, that's the one where that's the human ability. Gon's Pledge. There's a moderate amount of endurance to the wearer each time it's used. 2 per rest. So is endurance health? No. Endurance represents a character's short-term survivability. Damage that is not absorbed by a character's damage reduction goes straight to their endurance and health points. Potions and healing magics, such as from a Paladin, Priest, or Druid, can restore endurance in combat. When a character's endurance reaches 0, he or she will be knocked out. A knocked out character can be brought back in combat through the use of a revive ability. Otherwise, characters will regain all of their endurance at the end of combat, assuming they're on the winning side. Okay, so I'm going to guess go into a dungeon, I'll take 50 points of damage, have 1 endurance left. That does 50 points of damage to this, and then when the fight's over, it refills this back up from there. Concentration 99. Okay. Nope. Go across the bridge. Ooh, a lantern. Use the tab key to highlight interactive objects in the environment. Tab. Tab. Nothing. That's a weird time to give me that tooltip. There we go. Okay. Booze? Oh, there's a tent. I don't like that.
This is recent. Not good.
Beer. Right-click for details. Damage reduction for 300 seconds. Okay. That's gonna go into the party chest. Oh, okay. Just grab that. The footprints around the campfire are indistinct and may have been here for days or longer. Tab. We came out here for berries. Oh. Dry cap. Came out here for berries, but I think we're gonna stop a bandit raid? I'm guessing? Tab. Alright. Okay. Can't go that way. Go back across the bridge. Walk that way. I like the water. That's like surprisingly beautiful for an isometric river. Okay. Let's see, are there more footprints anywhere? Alright, I'm going to the ruins. Can't stop me.
Let's check by those outcroppings.
Oh, shit. Oh, it's just a wolf. This is a pausable real-time system. Because you will often manage more than one character at a time, it's a good idea to pause the game, issue orders, and resume real-time to see the orders play out. The option menu also contains choices for automatic pausing. I was tinkering with that, so whenever a character dies or gets attacked, it should activate. Party AI is active. Alright. Bash it with your sword. Bash it with your sword.
Huh?
One of your characters has been engaged in melee. When characters are engaged, they immediately stop moving. If they move again, they will provoke a disengagement attack from the enemies engaging them. Your character will also automatically engage enemies when they initiate attacks against them with melee weapons. When a party member takes damage, they will start to lose endurance and health. Their portrait will begin to fill with red. Overlay the health bar on the top. When the portrait fills entirely red, the character is knocked out. Potions and spells can be used to restore endurance. Okay. Oh fuck, how many tooltips. All characters in the game, friend or foe, have 4 primary defenses against attacks: deflection, fortitude, reflex, and will. These defenses are based on the character's attributes, levels, items, and other effects. Accuracy is compared to the appropriate defense when an attack is made. If accuracy is below the targeted defense, the attack suffers a penalty to the roll and is more likely to result in a miss. If accuracy is above the targeted defense, the attack is more likely to result in a crit. Holy shit. Okay, this is just basic stuff. Damage reduction. If you are having difficulty hurting an enemy, try switching to a weapon or attack that does a different damage type. Alright, that's cool. Wolf? She just smack it with a torch? She did. Character attack. Okay, I'm gonna have to turn that off. Yeah, we're gonna turn the auto pause on that off. Boom. Save? I think that's saved.
Huh?
Wolf hide. Take it. Alright. Tab. Bush. Found the bushes. As you receive quests, your journal will update with relevant information. If you ever get stuck, open it and review your notes. So, you're a holy man? I led a congregation at one time. Yeah? How is it you happen to come here? The town I practiced my faith in was sacked. And it was time for you to move on. For me, it's just about every week. Caliska breathes in her surroundings. Been a long time since I've been this way, but I always did like it. Lord Rederick's offer makes a girl think. I'll give him that. You here to settle like the rest of the lot? No, I'm just passing through. That's usually the case with the big city, just a little ways further up the same road. Where are you headed? I'm gonna continue to the city, see where that takes me. Closest one is Defiance Bay, the capital. It's a couple days out. Got its nice places and its not so nice places. But the Duke is a good man, as I hear it. Anyways, I'm wasting time here. Odem will give me an earful. Let's be on our way. Why are you here? Kaliska sighs unevenly. Her eyes search the ground at her feet. My sister moved out here, some time back. She sent me a letter. She seemed worried. But that's how she always is. This time, though, she asked me to come out. And that's got me a little worried. I haven't seen her in ages. Been doing guide work in Ixie. But I'll do anything for her. She's a much better woman than me. So I'm here. And we'll see. Odema, I've worked with him before. He doesn't usually drive a route this way, but he's doing it for me. Aw, nice. Alright, well, that's why you're out here, but what kind of person are you? I've got simple needs. I like open skies and far horizons. I found that lets me live that way. I found work that lets me live that way. My family wanders too. We started in Dryward, but my parents ended up living in the Living Lands. I've got a brother in Raul, in Ryatai, and another in Adir. My sister in Gilded Vale, and she's the only real homebody. What can you tell me about Drywood? I'm not much for history, but from what I know, it used to be part of the Adir Empire. Broke off after some random war some years back. The locals here are feisty, and that's how they like it. I've been out of touch, but I've been hearing weird kinds of things about it lately. People having trouble giving birth, I guess. A lot of them. It's been going on for years now. But somehow, it's just getting worse. With an uneasy tremor in her voice, she adds, I'll have to ask my sister more about it. Well, with that dark ending, I think we should go back to camp. You know, I wouldn't hold my breath that Sparkle's getting you water anytime soon. He does what he feels like, and when he feels like it. We should check up on him first, slap him around a little. Stream's down that way. Come on, let's go get your water. She's a nice lady. We're gonna go over here. Anything interactable? Yep, mushrooms. The Burned Lady. That's a fucked up name. If you could stick, open it, review your notes. J. Find Sparkle. Okay. Said go to the stream, so we're gonna go to the stream. Hey, Sparkle. You there? Sparkle? Oh, shit. Hey, Sparkle. Travelers, maybe. Or looters. Or bandits. Bad sign any way you figure it. The corpse is cold to the touch, and a ripe smell wafts from it in a... Oh, come on. Wafts from it in putrid waves. A dark, crusted bloodstain besmirches in simple linen clothing. Is that a cocoon? What's this guy have on him? Leather armor. Alright, we'll give that to somebody. And a lockpick. Ooh, like that. These guys were probably bandits. And just long time dead people. Alright. But where's Sparkle? Where's Sparkles? Supposed to go to the stream. I already walked that direction. Were their bodies there and I just missed it?
At least you left the water skins. Come on.
You crouch at the riverbank and dip your water skin into cool water while Kaliska waits nearby, keeping watch. As you rise, you notice her look up sharply towards the tree line. You've gained an item, quest full water skin, added to stash. Out of the trees emerges Sparkle, one of the guides, barely discernible in the dim moonlight. He no longer carries his bow, and there's a strangeness in his gait. He strides wobbly as he moves towards you with labored breathing.
Sparkle? Are you alright?
Kaliska frowns. Sparkle's toe catches on a rock, and he collapses forward in a heap, the feathered shaft of an arrow planted between his shoulder like an enemy flag. Oh. Fun.
Ambush!
We got this. Alright, so. You. What are your abilities? Knock down. Shows an enemy with enormous force, knocking them prone and causing additional damage. We're going to have you knock that dude down. And I'm going to just smack the shit out of this person.
What you need?
Okay. That didn't save. The setting didn't save. Keep attacking.
Let's go!
Are you keep attacking? Oh, am I just slow at attacking? Oh, I have slow-mo activated. There we go. Okay, that really has to get turned off. Let's go over here. Always save options without asking. Yes. Beep. Always have options without asking. Yes. Booyah. Oh, right. You get to move now. Join up.
What you need?
Burn him. Okay. Both of you.
Come on, we have to get back to camp.
Let's loot this guy. A bow. And some hide armor. That's gonna get sold later. Oh, poor Sparkle. Sparkle's dead. Gold. Both of you. Come on. Well, I hope that was only those 2 bandits and not everyone in the camp is dead. Catch up. Oh, there's more. Alright, kick his ass, Seabass.
Huh?
Team up. Keep kicking his ass. I must have missed something. I feel like I read all of it, but I don't know what these dots above everyone's head are. More bows. More gold. Hide armor. Oh, both of you. Oh, everyone's just dead. Okay. Glenfathan leader. All around you lie the massacred remains of the other travelers, peppered with arrows and knife hilts, splayed and bug-eyed and filthy. Calliska puts the back of her left hand to her mouth as if to ward away some poisonous vapor. A handful of dark figures stands above the fallen, treading on limbs and backs and heads, jerking their axes from bodies as if from half-split logs. One of them, towering and severe with a thick beard, tasseled with knots, holds a wet blade at the neck of a young man you recognize as Theoden, the last of your caravan left standing. Lay down your arms, trespasser. Do not forfeit this man's life for the fight you will lose. Be honest. We haven't even walked into your. We haven't trespassed. Why are you doing this? You have 1 rank in a disposition reputation. These reputations represent how people perceive your personality through the world. Even seemingly nasty reputations will be favored by some people, and benign reputation often bring out the worst in certain. No disposition is inherently good or bad in Pillars of Eternity, but if your main character is a priest or paladin, you must be careful not to misalign their dispositions with what is favored by their deity. Oh, so I have to roleplay. Okay. Your words carry no weight when I've seen the truth with my own eyes. Blood must be paid for this intrusion. So I say again, lay down your arms. You're innocent in this, we will not listen to reason. Don't trust them, they mean to kill us all. Resolve, go ahead, kill him, do it. Nope. Athletics, rush the man before he can react. Lore, judging by the string of animal teeth around your neck, I'm guessing you are a worshiper of Galloway. Put down your weapons. Stay armed. Ooh, yep, I like this one. I'm a clergyman. Let's hit him from a religious angle. Okay, so judging by the string of animal teeth around your neck, I'm gonna guess you're a worshiper of Galloway. If Galloway told you to stop protecting the ruins, would you? The man frowns and motions as if to swing his axe. Theoden winces, but the blow never comes. Instead, the man cocks his head, intrigued. Of course, but it would not. It is by the command of all gods that we accept this charge. How do you know? Because it's consistent with the beliefs, or because that's what you were told? The man glares. It has always been known to my people. Oh, okay. And what of Galloway's edict that weakness and age must be purged by youth and strength? You think Galloway would want some moldy, crumbling stones to survive long after the builders have turned to dust? The man's nostrils flare as he fumes. He would not. He told us otherwise. I'm sure he did, just not you personally. But why should that stop you from killing innocents? Distracted, the man's grip falters on his axe handle, and he nearly fumbles it, affording Theoden the moment he needs to dodge out of the swing, which comes too late. Howling with rage, the man charges you instead. Well, I liked hitting him with the religious angle. Oh, they just summoned another dude. Okay. You go after that guy. You go after that guy. I'm gonna go after this guy. He exploded. We just chunked a dude. Okay. You scored a crit. Oh, that's what that was. A crit is a better result than a hit, and they are more likely occur when the attack's accuracy is higher than the target's defense. Attacks that do damage will do more damage on crit. Attacks that inflict status effects or afflictions will have increased duration. Grazes are worse than hits and suffer decreased damage and effect durations. Your enemy lies supine on the ground. Unable to rise, his companions now silent among the other dead. His breath comes in wheezing, fitful gasps. He looks not at you, but at the sky above. Forgive us. Barely audible, beneath his choked sighs, a whisper of wind stirs the air. At this, the man's eyes roll back as he closes them. Good. Good. The gods are just. A queer smile crosses his face. I am ready. The wind begins to swell, whipping around the camp, electric and volatile, upending the pots and rattling the tents like an angry spirit. You can feel it beginning to seep beneath your skin, and where it pierces you, it feels as though it's rending you apart from within. Seated against a wagon wheel amidst the howling maelstrom, slashed across the chest and bow, Odima's body stirs, and with great effort he raises his sagging head, his eyes barely open. He looks directly at you.
Get inside! Run!
What the fuck? Straining against the gale that threatens to pull you off your feet with every step, you set your hands into worn folds of weathered rock and set about pulling yourself up the precipice. With the last burst of energy before your arms give out, you swing yourself up onto the ledge. Theoden trails behind, slowed by injury and delayed by hesitation. As he nears the face of the rock, one of the fallen attackers, who had been feigning death, lunges for Theoden and topples him onto the rocky ground. Restrained, Theoden lashes out with his fatigued assailant. I'll repeat that one. Restrained, Theoden lashes out against his fatigued assailant, but struggles to break his hold. They are close to you. Despite the wind, from your position, if you were to throw your weapon at the attacker, you may have a good chance of hitting your mark. I don't want to hit this guy, but I think I tried to help. Your aim is true, and the hit jars Theoden loose. Lurching to his feet, Theoden clambers up the base of the rocks. As he nears the top, however, the winds flare, pulling him sideways and tearing one of his hands free. But diving out onto the hard rock, you manage to catch hold of it. Securing his other hand, you pull with waning strength, and it feels as though your arms will be jerked out of their sockets. They hold just long enough for Theoden to set his feet and join you on the trembling ledge. Ooh, we got music. There is deep resonance to the swelling wind now. You feel it in the rocks beneath your feet and inside the cavity of your own chest, as though it would shake the marrow from your bones. Each new gust menaces the old stones before you, loosening connections, unsettling balances. As you dart beneath the old archway, the entire portal begins to fall beneath its own weight. Drink time.
Was that?
A Bewick. Had to be.
Then we're lucky to be alive.
And we're the only ones.
Flaps. We're not getting out that way anyway. Let's get further inside.
Let's look around. A lower level of the ruins has been blocked off by fallen rubble. Well, this place is creepy as hell. Wasn't this the Forbidden Ruins that we weren't supposed to go near?
Enough. But what now?
Sometime.
Where's the rest of your dialogue? Look for another way out. Storm has to die sometime. What? What happened out there? Kaliska shakes her head. Windstorm. Of a kind they only get in Ir-Gilfan. Not too many people live through them, so it's hard to know what's true. The Glenfathan word is a biowac. To them, it's the god's way of reaping the souls of the land that couldn't find their own way out. But they'll take a living soul as soon as a dead one. You still got yours? Haha, real funny. Who was the guy that attacked us? Glenfathans. Those be the hut dwellers Odema warned you about, looking to be fangs of Galawain, or the twitchiest of the lot. They go ruin to ruin looking for fights with colonists. Poor Odema. I think he half expected this once we lost the main road. The Glenfathans said we trespassed, but we're only just now entering this place. I don't believe that. Odema would never allow it. But as much as the Fangs are hotheads, Glenfathans don't attack without being provoked. Either they saw something and got the wrong idea, or she glances down the passage beyond, or there's looters in here with us. That's not something we need right now. You don't seem to be too upset about any of this information you just dropped on me. Kaliska looks you in the eye, a volatile current running beneath her voice. Maybe you just don't know me enough to know what upset looks like. And maybe I've seen worse too. Seen worse and kept on walking, because there's nothing else to be done. And because there's other people you care about who still need you. Yeah, I guess let's keep an eye out for those looters. Anyone have any idea if this place echoes? Oh, what the kobold? A trembling, sickly creature emerges from the dark, clutching a spear. Knobby elbows, thin ribs show through its scaly flesh, but you recognize it as a Zarup. It watches you, cautiously, breathing in ragged sighs. Up my volume here real quick. Beep, beep. There we go. Raise your arms and stand still. It's okay. I won't hurt you. I'll tear you to pieces, lizard. It's okay. We're friends. We just got stuck in here. The Zarup recoils, fingers still wrapped tightly around its spear. The creature cocks its head and approaches you, a soft clicking sound emanating from the back of its throat. The creature sniffs around you and finds nothing of interest. It steps back and resumes its defensive posture. Raise your arms and stand still. Okay. I'm going to slowly back away. The Zarup watches you warily as you go. Cool, I don't want to fight that thing. That's a puzzle. We'll come back to this later. So we have magical crystal steampunk lanterns, and we have magic fire.
Someone else has been here. We should move.
Chest. Mace. Window. Camping supplies. Nope, okay. You discovered camping supplies. You can use these to rest in the wilderness or dungeons, fully restoring all your character's abilities and health. Each difficulty allows you to carry more camping supplies, but hard restricts them severely. If you fully run out of camping supplies, try to find an inn. Most have cheap rooms available. Hammer and chisel. Okay, and there was another one. Yep, right here. Torch. Bam. Small shield. Bam. Let's go to inventory. So I have... Where's my weapon at? Do I not have a weapon? Torch. Huh, weapon sets. Cool. We're going to put the mace in this hand. Have I been walking around this time just punching people? That's funny. Small shield. Deflection. Nope, it's just generally worse. Okay. I'm going to assume this guy's like a rogue type. Because he has lockpicks on him. Alright, we will give you that. Ooh, weapon set 2. Nope, okay. Small shield. Torch in case I need it. And what's that? Stash. Pelts. Celestial Space Pig. Simple iron hammer and chisel used for chipping away at hard surfaces, particularly ones that display structural weakness. Okay. Armor. Breastplate. Mine's obviously better. Okay. Go over here. What do you have? You have a torch and a battle axe. Your current stuff's better. Current stuff's better. Alright. And what do you have, my friend? You are clearly a rogue. Alright. Accuracy. Okay. Fortitude. Reflex. Cautious. Right, we're going to give you... Does this game use ammo? I guess we're going to find out. Alright, let's get the hell out of here. So we have red, we have blue, we have obviously some kind of puzzle.
Careful.
The Eastern Reach is a dangerous place full of lurking enemies and carefully concealed secrets. Enable scouting mode to move stealthily and search for hidden objects like traps and secret doors.
How
Hey,
can I help?
Oh, loud as shit, buddy. Sneak.
They'll never know I'm here.
Oh,
Found
fuck.
something.
Okay. Was not fast enough for that one. Okay, let's keep having you walk around. Oh, okay. There's a door there, so that seems pretty obvious.
Huh?
Are we gonna get into boss fight territory?
Symbols. Just like the tiles.
They'll never know I'm here.
A symbol of a patterned circle is inscribed on this pillar. An unlit brazier sits at its base. It could be lit, if you had the means. Fire godlike. I spit at it. Use the torch and light the brazier. Go into brazier. Flames kindle swiftly in the brazier, winding their way upwards. Let's keep doing this. I'm sure I'm not doing anything that's going to be bad for me.
Huh?
This mural must have been ancient, yet the colors are still bright and vivid. It shows a procession... Okay. A little bit bigger. It shows a procession of Engwithans from all the Kith races. Aumau, Elf, Orlin, Dwarf, and Human. They walk along pillars similar to the ones that span this chamber, each one topped with a flame. Oh, wait. Oh, I now see the symbols they were talking about. I'm dumb. Let's see.
worth a look.
Oh. Okay. They got ropes here set up. I'm gonna keep going down that hallway. I'm gonna keep going down that hallway. Alright, all of you,
Huh?
turn off scouting mode. Let's go back this way. Okay, that makes a lot of sense, actually. What are these weird ropes everywhere? Oh, well, we're gonna enter stealth mode. That looks like a spider. And that looks like a dead body.
I'll be quiet.
Nope, it's just giant black ichor. Oh, it's puddings. While scouting, your character's selection circles will start to fill with yellow when a character is starting to detect them. Once the circle fills yellow, the character is suspicious and will move to investigate with while the circle fills red. If the circle becomes fully red, your characters will be discovered. Based on his or her mechanic skill. Okay. Kick its ass. Kick its ass harder. Booyah. Ooze plasma. Okay. Hello. Poleaxe. Okay, give that to me. You walk back to the party. Inventory. Poleaxe. Mace equipped. Damage 13 to 19. 17 to 24. Slash crush. Interrupt. Interrupt. Speed slow. Accuracy versus deflection. Properties. DR reduction. I'm just gonna... Yeah. Okay. We'll put this in your hands. Your hands. Bam. Okay. Beep. More ooze?
Where'd that slime come from?
Viscous and oily, the muck clings to anything it touches. A viscous slick of something dark and tar-like runs down this wall. The shapes and bulges in the ooze suggest there's something that lies beneath, but you can't tell what. Use your water skin to clear off the ooze. Leave. Water skin. A relief of a man's face gapes at you from the wall. The surrounding sunburst has chipped away in pieces, but the details of his head, from the tight curls of hair to the ridges of his pointed ears, still showcase remarkable craftsmanship. One eye socket is empty. A gem fills the other. You know what? We probably have to go over this way and get a gem and slot it into the eyeball. All right, we're gonna do this one at a time.
How can I help?
Fresh air in here. I think we found an exit. Sounds like a storm path, too.
Huh?
Eh?
Hmm?
Hmm? Oh, shit. Spider. I hate spiders. Spear spiderling. Is it wielding something I'm not aware of? Okay, you. Fucking shoot that thing.
Hmm?
Let's see that new weapon in action. Ooh. Ooh, the nice meaty thwack of a poleaxe.
Huh?
Eh? What's over this way?
I could scout ahead, see what's around the corner.
I like that. Stealthily. Ninja mode. Ninja mode. Go this way a bit. I don't see anything yet that's bad. Okay. No, this looks pretty clear. Oh shit, what the fuck is that thing? Alright,
What you need?
the other two, get over here. Now actually, we're gonna set you up to be nice and ready for him.
Hmm?
Yeah?
You two,
Yeah?
draw it out. What the hell is that thing? Skulder Whelp. Shoot her! Oh. Beat his ass, beat his ass. Booyah. Tab. Can I not?
Sure.
Somebody? Grab the body? There's nothing on him? Moving around, a character accelerates how quickly they will detect you. If you actually touch the selection circle of a character with your own, you will immediately be detected.
How can I help?
Nope, okay. What's behind door? A crack runs along this wall. From floor to ceiling, a light gust of air passes through it. Use a hammer and chisel to weaken the wall. You set to work, the cracks lengthen and widen in your effort, but the process is more taxing than you expect. Sweat beads your forehead, and your muscles begin to ache. After several long moments, you begin to see light on the other side. With one final tap, several blocks of stone shift, then tumble loose, clearing a gap just wide enough to pass through. Oh, I pissed something off with that.
I'll be quiet.
Alright,
How can I help?
not be so fucking loud?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm?
Bop. Get jacked up. Okay, this one has items on it. Alright. Skulder ear. Sure. Stash. Skulder meat. Everyone? Hatchet. Okay. And we are going to go into sneaky mode and look for things. There's those bandits we were looking at. Map. Yep. Yep, that's exactly where we're at. Okay. We're gonna leave that alone for now, because we don't want to piss off the locals. He says as he walked over the corpses. Okay, killed Skulder Whelp. That's just a whelp. I don't want to see what the full-size thing is. That's basically a vampire. Or that one SCP that I can't think of off the top of my head right now. The Vampire Factory. That's like in some Eastern Bloc country. That's connected to the worms. Alright, boys. Keep on walking. Shit, spider. Hey, you, shoot that bitch. You other two. Man your stations. Kick its ass. Booyah.
No problem.
Sneaky mode. Bats are large as chickens. Wait. Bats as large as chickens are strung in the web. Fuck, spider boss. Yep. They're gonna Shelob me. Helmet. You. Inventory. I must be tanky. I look like a dork. Check that. Ooh. Take that. And take that. Booyah. Okay, walk this way. I'm not ready for a spider boss. I hate spiders so much. Actual passion to hate spiders. That's an exit. What's this over here? You idiots. This... Rapier. Okay. Bloodstone. Yep. Okay. What does a rapier do for you? Battle axe, one-handed, speed average, interrupt 0.5 seconds. Rapier, one-handed, fast. So we have 12 to 17, 10 to 14. That's a 5 difference, that's a 4 difference. No. No, we're good. Could give it to this guy, though. There we go. Guess we exit. Let's go. Separately from the rest of the party, dash to selection circles. Ooh, we've made it out. And the wind's not trying to kill anybody. That's not what I want to see, though. Four figures stand before an otherworldly apparatus. An ancient structure of chiseled adra and metallic veins, ominous and looming like a silent observer. Standing motionless in the midst of what appears to be a human body, colorless as stone or ash. The other figures gaze upon it in what might be contemplation. From your vantage point, you are well obscured from their view. The figure closest to the machine stands out among them. A thick gray beard frames a face otherwise hidden beneath a metallic mask. His faded robes are embroidered with a runic language unlike anything you've ever seen, and he wears a strange black headdress with two protrusions that jut out like the wings of some malevolent creature.
Oathbinder, bear witness, and see this man has kept his word true to his last breath, full to his blood's last drop. Guide his soul, queen that was, and regard it among your favored. Let his life by the key be his confession. Let his death by the key be his absolution. May he walk the world ever free of the crushing weight of the book.
Okay.
Your brother has done his part, and you have seen the power of his contribution. I will accept no further hesitation from the rest of you. In the sight of the queen that was, will you fulfill the oath? Will you take your place beside your brother in the endless esteem of her memory that is without flaw? Step forth, and be assured of the great worth of your life's course.
Huh. Is this a spaceship? Nope, it's sucking souls. It's a super weapon. Dope. For an instant, the aperture goes quiet and the air still. Then all at once, it erupts with a concussive surge. Light floods your vision and you are knocked to the ground. Your head snaps back as you land, and pain wells into the back of your skull, washing your last thoughts away into a black, unconscious void. You open your eyes to a different place. Another time, you stand in a circular room, grand and domed. Its walls lined with adra and trimmed with copper. The style is ancient, but the chamber is unweathered. At the far end, a great pillar of Adra pierces the floor from below, its shimmering texture giving the illusion of boundless depth. Encircling the pillar is an apparatus much like the one you have just seen, but immense and multifaceted and intertwined. Your thoughts are yours and not yours, and they seem to exist before you think them. They are all questions. Pressing questions. Troubling questions. Questions that must be answered, or. At the base of the pillar now, you see a man with a thick gray beard and ceremonial robe, crowned with a strange ornamental headdress. You know this man. You are walking towards him now, at a pace that is hurried, while trying not to appear so. You have something you want to ask him. One question, above all, and the question spins madly in your mind. You awaken to find your malaise is broken, only to be replaced with something far more concerning. Faint whispers are audible at the edge of your hearing, like a ringing in your ear that does not subside. Movement flits through your periphery, but when you turn to look, you can see no sign of whatever it was. You find your gaze regularly darting this way and that, an involuntary paranoid tic. If this is a sickness, it may be dangerous to go without treatment for long. The figures at the machine stand frozen in place, flesh and blood replaced by cinders and ash. The man who led them here is nowhere to be seen. Heodan and Kaliska lie bloody on the uneven cobbles, their bodies twisted unnaturally in death. You are alone and far from help. Gilded Veil may be your best hope of receiving treatment before things get worse. Well, shit. We're gonna grab that. We're gonna grab that. Definitely want the torch. Definitely want the pickaxe. Potion of healing. Want that. Let me see that chainmail. Let's grab that rapier. That's probably all I can really care for right now. Inventory. Alright, this armor's worse. I'll hold it to sell it. Advanced level. Click on the icon portrait to level them up. Beep. Beep. Skills. Your character has earned enough experience to advance their level. Click. Okay, duh. Stealth allows characters of any class to attempt to avoid being seen or heard. It is used automatically when a character is in scouting mode. The higher the character's skill, the closer they can get to the enemies before being detected. Adventuring is tiring work. In addition to the hazards of mortal combat, adventurers have walls to climb, rivers to cross, and pits to leap over. Once per encounter, characters with athletics can use the second wind ability to recover lost endurance. A higher athletics score increases the effect of second wind. In conversations and scripted interactions, athletics is used for physical feats like climbing, swimming, and jumping. Okay. Lore. Lore represents a character's accumulated miscellaneous knowledge and trivia, often of occult and esoteric topics. Outside of conversations and scripted interactions, lore is used to activate scrolls. Higher lore values allow the character to use higher level scrolls. Mechanics. Traps and locks can be a problem for even the toughest adventurers, draining their resources and maiming or killing those who are unfortunate to trigger an unseen floor plate. The mechanic skill makes it easier to open locks and find and disable traps. Additionally, any character can use their mechanic skill to place traps of their own. The higher the mechanic skill, the more accurate the trap. In conversations and scripted interactions, mechanics can be used to activate or disable a variety of machines. Survival allows characters to choose from a variety of long-term bonuses each time they camp. The first 6 ranks grant the following bonuses: damage reduction, received healing multiplier, bonus movement, accuracy bonus versus creature type, increased consumable duration, bonus damage versus flanked enemies. After the 6th rank, the previously earned bonuses become more powerful in the same order they were received. Survival can also be used in conversations and scripted interactions that involve wilderness challenges or specialized information about nature. Athletics, lore. Ooh, that costs more than I wanted it to. Survival. Mechanics? I'm not going to be stealthy. That's just, I know that. Class. I've got. Let's believe him more than just a sum of his modifies faith and conviction. Faith and conviction passive. Deep faith, shielding touch. Talents, what am I doing here? Talents can be used to customize your character beyond your class ability choices. Some talents and modify existing abilities, but others add new abilities of their own. A subset of talents are class-specific, but most can be taken by characters of any class. Greater Lay on Hands. Substantial amount of endurance for the Paladin or any ally within range. Untroubled Faith. +4 deflection. All defenses except +8 to all defenses except for deflection. Modifies faith and conviction +2 deflection plus all the defensive effect +4 deflection +8 all defenses except for deflection. Okay. Shielding touch. Acolyte's Radiance. Aspirant's Mark. Enigma's Charm. These are just class-based things. Okay. Offense. Weapon Focus Adventurer. Use of the poleaxe, S-stock, flail, wand, and warbow, gaining accuracy with all those weapon types. I like the idea of poleaxes, honestly. +6 accuracy. Knight, battle axe, sword, morningstar crossbow, noble, dagger, rapier, mace, scepter, rod, peasant, ruffian, club, pistol, stiletto. There's pistols in this game? There's guns? Oh, I like it. Soldier, greatsword, pike, warhammer, arbalist, arquebus, marksman, 2-weapon style. Increases the character's attack speed while using. Ooh. 2-handed style. There we go. Grants a damage bonus while wielding a 2-handed melee weapon. I like to hit more often, I think. Hold the line. Trains the character in the new defensive strategies. Increases his or her engagement limit by 1. Melee weapon at close range. As soon as the attacker gets close enough, he or she will engage. When a character is first engaged, he or she will stop moving. The character is free to move again, but doing so, characters break engagement. Some afflictions cause. Note that there are a number of talents and abilities that allow the engagement rolls, such as Graceful Defender, Hold the Line, the Fighter's Defender, the Barber. Oh! Okay, so I can hold off like 2 people in a row. Snake's Reflexes, Bear's Fortitude, Bull's Will, Weapon and Shield Style, Graceful Retreat. Damage reduction, move faster, Heart of the Storm, Secrets of Rhyme, Quick Switch, Wound Binding. Okay, Field Triage, defensive, offensive, class, all defenses. I'm gonna go with this one. Getting tanky. Done. Getting tanky with it. Dun na 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 na. Oh, I'm in Lost now. What the fuck? I didn't like that at all. We're gonna save. Vessel flesh. Vessel flesh. They're just burning someone alive. Interesting. I can see the past. This massive structure is formed of stone, adret, and copper, and covered in strange glyphs. The air around it vibrates with unusual energy. That's cool. I'm gonna leave now. Valewood? Where do I want to go? Valewood? That's where I'm currently at, I think. Okay, I'm trying to get to... Not Defiance Bay. Gilded Vale. It will take you 6 hours to complete your journey from Kyletless to Valewood. Except... Yeah, so I guess I just got turned around while I was in the cave, and I made the wrong direction.
I could bed down here.
Well, that doesn't look great. Q for quest. Journal. Duh. Seek help for your condition. The Gilded Vale. Cross the Valewood. Oh boy. Can I sleep? Cancel. Oh yeah, I should probably select all. Attack. Formation. Sneak. Major fatigue. Alright, yeah, we're gonna take a little nappy nap. Rest. Oh, I'm having visions. Damage reduction. New map discovered. Party gained 169 experience. Okay. We're gonna walk out here. Hey buddy, you okay? No, you're not. Don't need that leather armor. I'm gonna get me them bushes. Admeth's wort. Wort. Making my way downtown. That's a ghost? What the fuck is that? Hey.
Huh?
That was weird. What is up with the visions, man? I don't even know what I'm seeing. Is there a way to increase my vision? Hello? Anyone in the woods here? What the fuck? Oosh. Another dead person? I don't like being in the woods, Mr. Stark. Ooh, grab that. Ah, the old clergyman told me of River Reed. There's a lantern. Means I'm close to civilization. Tenfrith. The young dwarf tending to the stew looks up, startled as he sees you approach. He drops his ladle, spattering stew across the ground. What? The bandit turns. Get him, you dogs, and make sure the new cook doesn't run off. Help me, please, help! One of the bandits gives Tithri a kick as they pass him as he huddles. Oh, okay. We're gonna... I don't have any offensive spells, do I? Nope, we're just gonna smash people in the face. Come here, boys. Punch him. Punch him.
Let's
Actually,
go.
disengage. Beat his ass first.
Let's go. Let's go.
This is why I want to be tankier. Come on. Swing harder, faster, stronger. Oh, that's a recharge for my attack. Okay, go back to this guy. Pop. Critical strike. Thank you, good sir. I'm just gonna take all this money. Silver. Ooh, hoods, lockpick, more. Leather armor, nope. Leather armor, nope. Cape, yes. Oh, that's just all the items in the area. Okay. Hey, what happened here? By the flame, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I thought I'd be stuck cooking for these ignorant weasels for the rest of my life. Or until they were bored with me, I suppose. I must get back home. I only hope they haven't hired a replacement. The dwarf looks aghast. Listen, next time you're in Gilded Vale, stop by the Black Hound Inn. I'll let Pasca know just what you've done for me, and I'm sure she'll do you right in turn. You have earned a reputation. Reputations will be held with communities or factions in the eastern region and will affect how members of that group respond to you. In some cases, friends or enemies of those groups will also react to your affiliations. Nope. Oh, back to my oven again. Major positive. I'm gonna grab my fruit. Grab that. Salt. Scepter. No, I like my poleaxe. Meat. Poultry. Copper. The tent is empty, but for a pair of stained cots and the stink of unwashed bodies. Fruit. Inventory. Fruit. User. +5 max endurance, +1 perception for 150 seconds. Rice. Max endurance for 300 seconds. Meat. Max endurance +1 might. Chicken. Max endurance +1 constitution. We're gonna eat the rice. Consume the rice. He just walked off into the woods, huh? Oh, that looks fun. Well, that poor gentleman seemed lost, so maybe he went this way.
My eyes are peeled.
Hey there, buddy. Come here.
Let's go! Let's go!
Ooh, come on. Come on, I got you. Let's get it on. Yep. Ooh, wolf down. Pelt. Okay.
My eyes are peeled.
These aged walls appear to have once encircled the entire glade. Only a small fragment remains now, and the stairs leading to the top of the structure have crumbled away. Examine the wall more closely. The heavy bricks are slick with moss, presenting a hindrance to climbing, but the stones themselves seem sturdy enough. Given the right tools, one might easily reach the top. What tools do I have? Oh yeah, by the way, cape. What the fuck is that alarm? Cape. A white cape. Alright. I clearly don't have any tools. Hatchet. Nope. So I'll have to find climbing gear somewhere. Is That looks interesting. Okay, back over this way. Shattered pieces of a crate are strewn across the dirt, along with a few muddy vegetables. I wonder what happened here. Is that body related to this? I sure hope not. Oh, what is that? Oh, it's the lizard people. Keep bashing it.
Let's go!
A miss. Ooh, no. Near death. One more hit. Let's go. Poor little guy. He just pricked in his area. I wish it didn't come to this. Spear, one-handed, medium, tongue. Actually, let's check the details. Yeah, I'm good. Ooh, bush. That's the wort one, right? Adameth's worth. Hello? Anyone out here besides lizards that want to kill me? Oh, that looks like a person.
Time to see and not be seen.
Oh, no.
Let's go!
Hey. Come on, I can land the hits. Land the hits. Our hero, Brig the Paladin, gets murdered viciously by a small lizard creature, as he can't hit anything to save his life. Oh, okay, it gives me like a near-death description. Alright. Oh, that was a rough one. I wonder if this is what killed this guy over here. Oh yeah, he's dead. Quarterstaff, white leaf. Sorry, sir, you don't need this anymore, though. Think of it as tithes. Spear? No. I'm not quite sure what's going on out here in this woods, but... Hey, how you doing? How you doing today? Just making my way through, Pillars of Eternity. It's kind of fun. Never played it before. I'm playing a paladin by the name of Brig the Paladin, who is trying to be nice to people, I guess. During cinematics, I'm not going to talk, so that way the paid voice actors can do their thing. But if there's not a cinematic, I'm usually going to read off any lines that we get. The grass is flattened behind the wagon's wheels. Barrels of cabbage, potatoes, and squash have been overturned and abandoned. And there's more river weed over here. I'm also on the lookout for climbing gear, because I found this weird cliff area. This looks too organized to be part of the wild. Ooh, there's a barrel I missed. Rapier, Potion of Eldritch Arm. That's a new one. Camping supplies. Still, oh, that's money. All right. Man, I sure hope people are okay. North, Gardia's Grasp, south of Gilded Vale. Oh, sir, you're not here to kill me, are you?
Gods keep you.
This man appears to be hurriedly dismantling his camp in quick, jerky movements. He looks up as you approach, his expression tense and drawn. Greetings, he says, a little breathless. On your way south, is it? He wipes his brow, turning to face you. Sooner you... Oh, thank you very much. I tried homemaking one that looked like this, and I worked on it for like a week and a half, and it didn't come out anywhere near as good as this did. I eventually found this in like one of those overlay shops. Best decision I've made, I think, for this whole layout. It fits the character. It keeps reminding me that the IP bot tried to sub to me, and I like it. It's the whole aesthetic I'm about. He wipes his brow, turning to face you. The sooner you clear out of these woods, the better, I think. Our caravan was attacked. I'm trying to get to Gilded Vale. Oh, lol, still fits really well. Yep. That's like I said, that's the whole reason I went for it. I spent all this time working on this one thing, and a buddy linked me to like, here's an overlay website. It's like, they won't have what I'm looking for. Scrolling down, very bottom, Stream OS, and I was like, yep, that's it. It's the transitions are really cool as well, and it's like suited so I can throw my music on here when I switch tiles. Never mind the woods. There's a strange machine in the ruin in the north. They were these figures clad in black, performing some kind of rite. What's your hurry? I'm only passing through. I mean to reach Gilded Vale. We go with honest. Hard luck, and I'm sorry to hear that. You should be fine from here. There's no missing in the Vale if you keep to the road. You haven't far to walk. But you'll want to keep clear of the path after that. We were just attacked north of here, me and a friend of mine. We came out here to hunt some deer. Lamau, well, at least you gained experience while working on the other one. Absolutely. I think I've been gaining a lot of experience with editing as well. So like I'll upload my stream videos onto YouTube, but then I'll also take them and I'm trying to like chop them up into like my own highlight reels basically. And that's been an experience that I've been having a lot of fun with. I'm going from never doing it before to like doing it a couple times now. It's just been a good time. Came out to hunt some deer. Came up on a bear instead. Great monstrous thing. And apparently, I mean, he didn't make it. He shakes his head. I don't know what I'll tell his wife. In any case, this forest already cost me a friend, and I'm heading home before it takes anything else. That's cool, old man, but who are you? Name's Naughton. Born and raised in Gilded Vale. Haven't had a spot of luck since. His face twists. Luckier than Pearly, I suppose. In any case, this forest already cost me a friend. Okay, it's going to repeat that line. What happened to your friend? You said a giant bear got him? We didn't see it coming. Naughton's voice shakes a little as he speaks. We were following a stag. Pearly, he saw something in the brambles, and we went tearing off after it. We all but stumbled into a cave. Poor Pearly didn't stand a chance. The bear was on top of him before he knew what was happening. Where was the giant bear at, sir? In a cave a ways up that way. He turns to point to the northwest. I wouldn't seek it out if I were you. It's a great brute of a beast, about this big. Would hate the bear to took another life. Well, I hope you pack your stuff up, and thanks for the warning. I'm gonna head. Have a good day. Bye. Grab this though. Riverweed. Gilded Vale. How's your day been so far? Oh, I can set up a queue of actions. Oh, that's good to know at least. Well, Gilded Vale. Gilded Vale. I shouldn't have any combat here, I'm assuming. This looks to be a civilized area, but this all also looks like it's just been raided. And it just looks kind of dead. Holy shit. Let's go to sneak mode. Wow, Gilded Vale sir looks funny. I wonder what's happening here. Oh, it's really quiet. I should sneak around to not wake up the neighbors. Oh, good golly, there's a tree of hanged people. What the fuck?
You must be one of the new settlers. Welcome to Gilded Vale.
A man of...
Pleased to know that we've had some recent vacancies here.
A man approaches you. His skin is dull and gray as the desolate village behind him. He scans you with sunken, lifeless eyes. You must be one of the new settlers here. His voice is a dry croak. Welcome to Winded Vale. You'll be pleased to know... That's a hang full of people, yep. You'll be pleased to know that we've had some recent vacancies. Are you mad? No wonder this place looks dead. The only answer you hear is the buzzing of flies from the tree.
Of course, we'll need to make some inquiries first. The inestimable Lord Radric VII has taken great pains to insulate our town from W.I.S.E's legacy. Have you ever sired a Hollowborn child?
No. I'll go. No, I'm going with honest so far. So yeah, that's what's a Hollowborn child?
Are you absolutely certain? Lord Raderick has made it his first priority to eliminate this scourge from our village.
Cool.
I should warn you, stranger. Here in Gilded Vale, we have a special place for dissidents, charlatans, and those who would hide a curse in our midst.
He steps to the side and inclines his head ever so slightly towards the deformed tree.
His lordship's wife is with child and due any day now. Without his approval, I shan't be able to find you a permanent settlement. It will have to wait until after the birth. We can continue our interview then, after the bell tolls from Radrick's hold to signal my lord's new heir. In the meantime, you can find temporary accommodations at the inn just southwest of here.
How do I respond to this? This guy's just like, oh yeah, we killed half the town. Oh, you can go to the hotel though. 5-star, wonderful place. I've been feeling strange ever since a close call with a Bywig. Is there someone in town who could help? I'm not going to mention that because they're already against curses and they're superstitious, obviously. You said something about Hollowborn and W.I.S.E's legacy. Before I got here, I saw several people conducting a strange ceremony near some ruins. That tree over there. That sounds like the answer I'd give. The tree. Urgi doesn't even look over his shoulder. Ah, yes. Not everyone has accepted the measures necessary to keep the village safe. Ever since Lord Redrick banished the mothers of Hollowborn, some have taken up arms against him. And while he's been searching for a cure, he's been beset with frauds and opportunists. We've had ciphers, wizards, animancers come through town, taking the Lord's coin and promising to end this curse. Lord Radrick finally decided to make an example of those who would profit from our tragedy. He points to the body of a dwarven woman. The latest was an animancer from the Valian Republic, who claimed to know techniques none of us had seen. By now, we've seen all of it. Let's ask about the Hollowborn. He blinks. I forgot that you foreigners do not have this curse in your homelands. The Hollowborn have been a scourge upon the Drywood for almost 15 years now. He lowers his voice to a whisper. Children born without souls. He shakes his head. Pitiful dumb things that breathe, barely, but do not truly live. Some say the Hollowborn are a disease. Some say they are a punishment from the gods. He raises his empty hand. In truth, no one knows, but they began spreading after the Saints' War. And so, the name Waiden's legacy stuck in honor of that foul, blasphemous pretender. Okay, gotcha. Lord Redrick's decree may seem strict at times, but he has our best interest at heart. I really don't want to mention that I had okay, let's go with ruins. He regards you carefully. You'll want to mind where you mention that. Trespassing on Ingwithian ruins is illegal, not to mention dangerous. You probably saw someone attempting some new ritual to appease the gods. People will try anything these days. Bareth have mercy. We certainly have. I don't think so. Just as they finished, there was a biwak. He polishes his spectacles on his sleeve. If you'd been that close to a biwak, you wouldn't be standing here. Well, he doesn't seem to have an issue with that. So, I was close to a biwak, and it didn't kill me. I just feel really funny now. Do you know anyone that knows about that?
Whatever your problem, it sounds like a matter for an animancer. However, the only animancer in Gilded Vale isn't in any condition to speak. Consider yourself fortunate. After she failed Lord Radric, we saw to it that she wouldn't profit from the misplaced trust of others. A bad cure is often worse than none at all.
Ah, like bad D&D is worse than no D&D.
But if you're set on finding a bottle of troll piss or a dead Audra pebble to rub on your forehead, you're welcome to check her pockets. A little corpse stink is nothing when you're digging for shit. My advice, however, is to be satisfied that you escaped and leave it at that.
Gotcha. Thanks for the info.
Keep out of...
Listen!
2 tolls. Let that be the last.
3. Gods have mercy.
It seems your arrival is ill-timed.
Oh no.
3 bells toll only for the death of a Radric. I fear Lord Radric's heir is lost, or else Hollowborn, and so lost all the same. You should tread carefully. Circumstances have changed a great deal.
Does this affect the Lord's offer to new settlers? I can be sure of nothing right now. I advise you get some rest. The inn, or a stable for all I care. Find me afterwards. I will know more soon enough. What do you mean? You come to us at a time of mourning. The legacy has struck at the heart of Gilded Vale. Our efforts to redeem ourselves in the eyes of Berith must be redoubled. I'm gonna go now. Nope, okay. I'm just gonna walk around town here. See what these guys have to talk about. Hopefully something useful. Hello, villager. Oh, nope, okay. Clink. Ooh, that's a cool sound. As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this man's soul. Voices from its past seem to call out to you. Reach out. You see a small group of people gathered around the ruins of a house. The destruction continues out of a single dwelling through the entire village. Not a single building still stands. Rubble is scattered everywhere. One of the men in the group leans over something in the debris. It is this man, younger, barely more than a boy. The man reaches out and shakes the boy by the shoulder. The boy makes no sound and doesn't respond to the man's disturbance. The man looks up at the other members of the group and shrugs, standing to rejoin his friends. The boy suddenly sits up, eyes wide. He scrambles backwards, away from the group, looking around in horror. The group moves towards him in unison, eliciting a yelp from the boy, who's tried to move further away. A woman in the group puts out her hands, stopping the rest. She turns to them reproachfully, mentions for them to stay, then looks at the boy on the ground, who is trying to push himself through what remains of a wall. He seems unaware he has even stopped. The woman slowly moves towards the boy, hands out, speaking in a low, calming tone. For a time, the boy doesn't even hear. He just closes his eyes and braces himself against the wall, expecting violence. Eventually, the woman's words work through the fear, and he hears her. He opens his tear-filled eyes and stares at her. She holds out a hand to him. He looks at it, seeming confused by the offer, then hesitantly reaches out. She takes his hand in hers, and leans down to help him stand. Whew, okay, more. You see a lone man standing in a field. He looks around, surveying the crops. Occasionally, he bends to examine a leaf up close. He is intent on what he's doing, completely absorbed in his work. This man approaches him from behind. He moves slowly, but does nothing to mask his approach. In his hand he holds a large sword. There appears to be no malice or hatred in the man's demeanor. He almost seems pleased. The first man hears his approach and stands, turning away from the plant he was expecting. His face breaks into a smile, opens his arms to welcome the approaching man. The smile freezes into a grimace as the second man thrusts the sword through his stomach, its blade now protruding from his back. His arms slowly fall to his side, and blood starts to drip from the sword onto the plant below the men. As the first man crumples to his knees, the second pulls the sword out, a tear slowly falling down his still, smiling face. That's fucking weird. Hello, Tiny Tim. Alright, good to know. We're gonna keep going this way. I am gonna search that woman's pockets, I think. As fucked up as that might sound. Goodbye. Alright, we have Archer, Sellsword, Eater.
Were you looking for someone in that tree? I could introduce you.
I mean, at this point, I'm looking for anyone that can help me. He gives an understanding nod as he takes a long drag from his pipe. My condolences. He exhales and turns his attention, watching the village around him. This a church? Looks like a church. Let's see what's down here. Can't be too bad. He said as he was instantly murdered. Save game. Save. Hey, buddy. What you doing? Please, help me. A man lies resting against the wall, lit by dim illumination of the fading sconces. He has a gaunt, fox-like aspect, and his face is pale and damp with sweat. One arm is held loosely at his side, sleeve soaked with blood. He gives you an anxious glance as you near, his features twisted with pain. Have a care if you mean to go in. He casts a quick look towards the doorway to his left. This place is not so empty as I thought. This temple isn't what it used to be. Probably for the best. Times being as they are. He groans and shifts position, wincing. I'm no looter, if that's what you're thinking. Not one of the faithful, either. Just wanted to do some good, I suppose. Got my arm climbed up for it. He regards you wearily. Maybe you'll have better luck. Well, better luck with what? What the fuck attacked you? The man points his finger upwards. These ruins around us used to be a temple of Eothus, the scattered god. A grand temple at that. His worshippers could come from all over Drywood. From Red Certus, even. Until the war, of course. Even then, you'd get some of the stubborn ones. The ones that couldn't get it through their heads that their god was dead and gone. Go on. Once the legacy started, Lord Raederick decided he'd been too lenient on the Eothosians. He had his people go in and put them to the sword, left them down there, buried under a heap of rock. After that, Raederick ordered the temple sealed. It's been years, like that, up until recently. Lord Raederick hopes that if we rededicate the temple to a living god, then we'll be forgiven, and the legacy will end. See? But until then, the temple is as you see it, unguarded. That's where you come in. Wharton licks his lips. Those priests, maybe they didn't have a lick of sense between them, but they still didn't deserve to go on like that. Chopped down in their god's house. It doesn't sit right with me. If you can get down there, find their remains. Maybe we can finally give them a proper burial. Wharton breathes out. No small task. There's coin in it for you if you need motivating. They're long dead. Why does it matter? They're buried. Wait, you want me to bring you some skeletons? I'd bury them where they are if I could. I know it's a little macabre, but if we don't get them out now, Redrick's liable to destroy whatever's left of them. I'll find him. Then by the flame, I owe you a good turn. But listen, the temple's been sealed off for so long it's crawling with creatures. But if you get past them, the priest would have been down on the lower floor. They'll be there still, if they're anywhere. Those priests had all kinds of secret chambers, switches in the walls, trick sconces, that kind of thing. Keep an eye out and take care. I wouldn't want to have to send someone else after your remains. I'll wait here by the stairs and keep a lookout. Maybe try to patch myself up some. Beep. Nope. Nope. Hit that again. Beep.
My eyes are peeled.
Okay. Man, I hate caves. Dank, dark, and terrifying.
Let's go!
What the fuck?
Let's go!
Nope. Get the fuck out. Later.
Got it.
Peace. Phalian. Let's check it out. You see a pennant waving tall and sluggish in the winds, a rising sun embroidered on the banner, the vanguard of a small troop of paladins. The atmosphere is buoyant, if restrained, and their armor has not yet been tarnished by the elements. This expedition is fresh, young, filled with zest and zeal. At their head stands a commander, awkward in full armor, but determined in step. Despite the excitement of his fellows, he does not smile. There's a twist on his mouth, his countenance grim. He throws up a hand, halting his troops. Silence falls among them, reveling a dark thunder deep and low. He orders them to ready their weapons and spread out. Eyes dart from horizon to horizon, necks twisting to see the source of the sound. In the distance, dust and lightning rise from the ground as Stygian clouds race towards them overhead. The soldiers stand, only the staccato movements of their breath betraying their nerves. The commander closes his eyes, calling a blessing down on his troops. Invigorated, invincible, they wait as the enemy draws closer, poised to attack. Hello, is this the inn? This place is fucking gross. Dented and dull, these swords look ready for the forge. Nope, not gonna steal. Sorry, I have to keep at this or Tutana will have my hide in the rack next. Guard. Speak to Master Tanu if you want something. Harlan Ordenson. Reach out for this hole. You see a man crouching, surreptitious and alone, a series of untamed shrubs that all that hides him from the vision ahead. His eyes are locked on a Delumgun, beautiful and terrible, eyes half-lidded as she hums. A bird with fantastic blue and orange plumage sits on her shoulder, trilling gently. The man is entranced, trembling, tentative. He stands, and the tranquility is broken by the bird's startled squawk. The Delumgan half smiles, beckoning with twig-like fingers. She does not speak as he approaches, his mouth in dripping sounds of awe and admiration. She waits, coy and tempting, and with agonizing slowness he is before her. Then something changes. She sees something hanging limply from his side, and begins to hiss, fingers suddenly claws, and eyes black with hate. He has no time to reach for his axe or grimoire as she strikes, and just as soon as she strikes, she is gone. The only evidence of her existence, the shuddering wreck on the ground. He grabs at his grimoire nevertheless and begins to chant, but the words of a magical language of his own imagining scribbled in a maniacal shorthand, ring hollow. And the silence continues unabated. He turns and shrugs at someone or something, but if there was something there, you did not see it. You see a group of adventurers surrounded by a crowd of attacking Zarups. This man is with them, seemingly unconcerned by the battle, even detached from it as he stands in the middle of his comrades, chanting, his expression bordering on elation. His voice is powerful and deep, booming out across the combatants as a rich counterpoint to the chaos of the fighting. With every phrase, the battlefield changes. His allies glow with the pulsing blue light, freezing the Zarups that surround them. A blazing pyre erupts from the ground, cutting and burning the creatures and sending them scattering. One of the falling Zarups suddenly explodes as 3 giant grubs crawl from its corpse and attack the remaining enemies. The man continues to chant, thoroughly enthralled in the joy of the moment. Finally, the creatures have been reduced to 1. His allies stand back as the man approaches it, still chanting. He removes his hammer and swings it at the Zarup. His phrase ends as the hammer connects with its head, punctuating the spell and bringing his song to an end. The Awumau man is of an impressive build, towering above the countertop. His skin is a dusky blue of the deeper oceans, and his thick arms boast corded muscles. Small ears frame a square jaw, face coated in a smeared soot, and arching black tattoos alike. He offers you a broad smile as you approach. Welcome! You're the first new face I've seen in some time. What could I do you for? What do you have here? I've come at a strange time, I'm afraid. The stock's not what it used to be, but we've fine weapons and armor to offer yet, all forged right here at the Black Hammer. Show me what you have for sale. Of course, you won't find finer anywhere else. There we go. Alright, we're gonna trade this wolf hide, this hatchet, this battle axe, this rapier that I'm not using, this armor that I'm not using. There's a pig. That. Just reorder all this stuff. Meat, chicken, mana. Clothing, armor, weapons, other. What is this? Ingredients. Alright, nope, we're good. Jaina's Lance. 6,000 copper. What the fuck? Oldswall. I'm using a pole axe, so I want a better pole axe. Let's see what the options are. 1522, 1 second. Okay. Saber. He doesn't have anything better, so that's okay. Armor? Breastplate. That I currently have. Mail. Ooh, right click. The amount of time that a character spends between actions. Longer actions result in proportionally longer recovery. Armor has a large effect on recovery. Generally heavy armor. Okay. Interesting. Clothing. Minor ring of deflection. Minor ring of that. Blunting belt. Cape of withdrawal. Consumables. Bronze hornet figure. Though tarnished and lusterless in its remarkable age, this intricate inscriptions and texturing still discernible on the horn's surface, along with artifacts' obvious longevity, suggest an object of expert workmanship. Other. Rope and grappling hook, there we go. We used to anchor a rope to a location to be hard to reach by foot. Though often used to scale high walls, they have potential applications. The use of this rope is limited only by the imagination of the adventurer carrying it. Can't believe I'm doing this. We try and open certain types of containers, but not especially useful on doors due to uneven and narrow distribution of its leverage. Trade. I'm a fan. Let's sell this back to you. Alright. There's that. Later. No, don't steal. Don't be a thief. Alright, where in the hell is this hotel at? Hello, dude. You look kind of sickly. You're not gonna like zombie on me, are you? Where's the inn at? Is this the inn? Villager. House? I'm not breaking and entering, I swear. Oh, it's Nanton. What's up? Ingrid, this man and woman appear to have been deep in conversation, working at closing two bulging satchels. They move to embrace until the woman notices your approach, her smile faltering a little.
Greetings.
Can I help you? She looks to her companion, brow furrowing with confusion. Do you know this man, Naughton? Naughton coughs. Yes, I think we met in Valewood. I warned him about the bear. He inclines his head. Glad to see you made it. Was there something else you wanted? You two seem to be in a hurry. Yes, I imagine so. We're packing for a trip, actually. I've been meaning to visit Defiance Bay, and, well, in truth, I think I've had my fill of this town. It's time for some new scenery, he says. Only that you want to be moving on as soon as you can. See the tree, I imagine, but the rot goes deeper. If you're looking for work, I'd say the best chance is elsewhere. Don't mind me, I'm just going to look at your items. Cool, leaving. Thanks for your gold. Do 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 do. Looking for a new car, which one's me? A cool convertible or an SUV? Too bad I didn't know my credit was whack. Now I'm driving off the lot in a used subcompact. FREE, that spells free. Creditreport.com, baby. Fuck. We know there's more grain in there, Trumbull. We won't settle for scraps while you grow fat on our crops. A muffled shouting emerges from inside the mill. The first of you drunkards come through that door get a shot between the eyes. Gods hear me, Swenyer? I'll put you down like a dog. Come away for now, lads, but we'll be back, Trumbull, and we'll have fair prices, or by flame, we'll have a reckoning. These guys seem pissed. Little dwarvy man. Hey, Farmer Joe, what the fuck how'd you piss all these people off? Settler's Arrow. Beep. Hey, I'm gonna walk in here. That door that was clearly locked. Trumbull, an elven man stands before you, his relatively stocky build suggesting a life of labor. His face is pale and drawn, and his eyes wide. Behind him, a younger man and woman exchange worried glances. The miller raises a club as you enter. It shakes violently in his grip. Get back if you value your life. Hold on, I'm not here to... Put that thing down before you hurt yourself. Trumbull only raises the club higher. I mean it. I won't have Swenyer and his lackeys threatening me in my own mill. My name is Brig Selthen. I just arrived here. I thought you could use some help. Those people seem pretty angry. I like that one. Really? Hyla's tits. Could I use a friendly face? I take it you heard of some part of that crowd asking for grain, as if I've got it all tucked away somewhere. Swenyer's been egging that lot on for days now. They've been keeping clear so far, but if things keep on like this, keep on like they are, I don't know how much longer we've got before things get messy. Please, if you're not here on his behalf, could you maybe speak to Swenyer? He won't listen to me anymore. Just explain that we're all getting smaller rations now. We're all making sacrifices. I'll see what I can do. The miller all but sags with relief. I'd be grateful if you did. You don't listen to me. But maybe you'll have better luck. Tell him we're all having a hard time of it. We'll all have to make some sacrifices. We'll be in your debt for it if you can convince him. Tag. Let's find this guy. Okay. Map. Ingrid's house, Blackhammer Smithy, Windmill, Road East, Temple, Road South, Eothus, Blackhound Inn, Arthur's house. I'm gonna guess these guys. Let's go over here. Just see what this is all about. Hello. Ooh, reading time. Real. You see a pair of immaculately polished leather boots and an impeccably maintained goatee. Their owner's a slightly hook-nosed man with a wicked grin and a narrow eye. He bobs his feathered hat at a nearby merchant as he ambles by, a small piece of parchment held tight in his fist, ink staining his fair fingers. He seems to know most of the minor goods were a select few, always smiling. Ah, I skipped a line. Smile plastered stiff across his face, and jokes about the weather. She jokes back, subtly palming him several gold coins. Then he walks away with the paper in his hand. When he walks away, the paper in his hand is gone, and the smile on his face far more genuine. He tips his cap at her, winking, and trundles off with a new spring in his step. Okay. As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this man's soul. You see a large crowd gathered in the middle of a courtyard. This man stands in the midst of them, a cloak pulled over his head, holding it close around his neck. The crowd has congregated around a platform, and they all watch, transfixed, as a man is led to the platform, flanked by 2 city guardmen. The man is shackled hand and foot, but carries himself as a nobleman, not deigned to ever glance at the crowd. The cloaked man pulls his cover closer to his face and turns to leave, hunching over to avoid being seen. A crier on the platform unrolls a parchment and begins to read, but the man pays no attention, intent on getting away from the courtyard. The crier's voice grows louder and more intense as he reads, and voices from the crowd start to punctuate his sentences. The jeers and shouts grow more frequent, and with each one the cloaked man flinches as his shoulders droop. He breaks from the crowd, coming to the edge of the courtyard as the crier reaches at the end of his proclamation. The crowd goes silent again, save for the occasional shout. The man turns back to look at the platform, seeing his father kneeling before the block, neck exposed. The executioner moves into position, lifting his axe to strike. The man suddenly turns, unable to watch. There's a wet thunk, and the crowd breaks into cheers and applause. He leans against the wall, regaining his composure, then straightens up. With obvious resolve, he strides off, away from the crowd and his legacy. Where's this guy at? Is there nothing for me over here? Tab? Nope. Okay. Press that tab button. What's this place again? I haven't been to this one yet. Hey! Knock knock. Nope, don't steal. Here we go again. You see a crowded marketplace, vendor stalls lining the road, their proprietors' voices calling out to passerbys to come sample their wares. This woman wanders through the throngs, strolling hand in hand with another woman. They pursue the vendor's goods, tarrying a book merchant with a number of old and beautiful tomes, chatting with one another about what they see. One will pick up a book and show it to the other, who will take it, comment on it, and place it back on the shelf. Then the first will snatch up the book again and quickly pay the merchant before the other can snatch it back. They walk away from the market weighed down by packs filled with books, still hand in hand, standing close, comfortable and familiar with each other. As they pass down a somewhat deserted street, an object suddenly hits the woman in the chest and bounces off, rolling away towards one of the buildings. The women stop and look at the object, an apple, then back up at the person who threw it. There's nothing special about him aside from the angry look on his face and the 2 other apples he holds. Before either woman can move, he draws back and throws another one at them, this time hitting the second woman in the forehead. He yells at them, something derisive and hateful, something about a legacy and something about responsibilities. The woman raises her hand to her head and wipes the juice and bits of fruit from her face and stares the man down defiantly. The first woman squeezes her hand and puts the other on her companion's shoulder, attempting to calm her down. The other woman pulls a book from her pack and holds it before her, muttering under her breath. She pulls her hand free and waves it above the book, an aura forming around her. The first woman is still trying to calm her down, but all she says goes unheard. The man, uncaring of the events happening in front of him, draws back and throws his last apple. As it arcs through the air towards them, the second woman brings up her hand and points at the apple. A glowing orb of energy flies from her hand and strikes the apple, causing it to explode, raining bits of apple down on the road and buildings around them. The man's face changes, anger joined by fear, looking like he's trying to decide if running or attacking is the better course of action. The second woman has started chanting again, her hands glowing, her eyes narrowing. This woman steps in front of her, placing herself between her love and the attacker. She touches her face, gently stroking it while whimpering, calming words. A kiss. The woman's countenance changes. She calms, her eyes softening, her lips regaining the lost smile. The first woman smiles again as well and kisses the other. "Wizard scum," the man behind them says, and the two women turn to face him, staring him down defiantly. They join hands and begin walking again, moving past him without so much as a sideway glance. Cool story, bro. You see a key turn gently, steady, and heard a ghostly click as the door swings inwards. Two figures slip in, locking the door behind them, and begin their prowl. Their hunt is efficient, and it takes them little time to acquire a sizable collection of documents and oddly shaped velvet pouches. Quick hands fill pockets, rucksacks, bags. The door opens downstairs and everything freezes. Footsteps, a tired giggle. The thieves are all eyes wide and short breath as they empty their pockets of all but the necessities. Anything noisy hurriedly replaced. Silence from downstairs. Their tentative steps up the staircase. A voice calls out. One thief creeps out, the other gesticulating wildly for him to return. He continues forward, crouching by the banister. He sees a gaudy shoe and shoves. The woman falls with a cut-off scream, rolling lifelessly to the floor below. Swearing, the second thief grabs her brother, and they make their escape, collecting whatever value they can on the way out. So I get to, view people's most intimate moments. That's pretty cool, actually. What do we have here? Gold Rot Shoe. 3 might, 1 move, -2 perception. A staple of the dry wooden countryside, Goldwatt True is a favorite of farmers, who swear by the minor boost in energy it provides. Those who use it often find they feel sluggish when they stop. The chew is made from the root of the golden celery plant. I'm good. Yeah, I'll grab it. Map. Journal? Cross the Valewood. Seek help for your condition. Buried secrets. Search the temple. Task against the grain. Just prices. Will certainly be at the end. Yep, time for me to go to the end. Auto walking down the way, making my way auto style. What is happening here? Yeah. Do. You see 4 people gathered by the door of the inn. Their raised voices and chomping gestures suggest an argument reaching its climax. The first figure raises his hand for calm. His face is partially obscured by a hood, but his height and stature suggest an elf.
I meant no offense. Let's put this matter to rest over a round, shall we? My treat.
Hoping to soothe our pride with a few Adira coppers, eh? We don't need your coin.
The woman... Okay. Everyone calm down. Whatever this is about, I'm sure it's an overreaction. One of the other men glares at the hooded elf. His eyes are red from drink. His gaze is focused. We're humble folks, but we're no fools. Not like he thinks. Mocking us while he shelters in our village. We don't take to that kind of talk from foreigners, especially not Adarians. The woman looks up and down. And that means you too. Don't push us.
Go on. Say it again. I'm itching for an excuse.
Fie, you're itching for the kindling touch of your sister, you cocksfeather!
That's Matthew Mercer. That's 100% Matthew Mercer. I'm gonna Google real quick. 1 second. Pillars of Eternity. Pillars of Eternity. See? Eothus. Voice actor. Matthew Mercer. Yep, 100%. Knew it.
I'll cut that barrel-looking tongue out of your head.
This is a misunderstanding.
Understanding. I didn't say. Whatever it is you think I said.
We've nigh quarrel.
We've nigh quarrel.
That's where you're wrong.
Back down, all of you. This is absurd. No one gives this order, Adirian. Ooh. Oh, I'm in full plate. Angry townswoman. Angry townsman. Angry town. You're the closest. You fucked up. You drew the short straw.
Let's
Bop.
Let's go.
Get fucked. You didn't help at all, Matthew Mercer. As the last attacker fell, the elf turns to you, the tension almost gone from his smooth face.
Not quite how I hoped to get to know the neighbors. Thank you for your timely assistance with that awkward situation.
I'm glad I could help. Courtesy is a rare pleasure in these parts, as is the company of a fellow countryman. He straightens his hood. You note the remains of fraying embroidery on his gloves. His boots are caked with the dirt of many months' travel, but the leatherwork beneath is sturdy and fine.
Well, I suppose introductions are in order after that little fiasco. Aloth Corvusser, at your service.
How'd you manage to get stuck out here? That is something of a long story.
Well, I'm a wizard by training, and an adventurer by necessity. I was born in the Seathwood, part of the mainland of the Adir Empire, and both of my parents served the nobility, which afforded me an education for which I'm grateful. However, there were no open positions in those houses, and so I decided to seek new means in a new land. And how exactly did you come to be here?
I was traveling with a caravan, but we were separated near some ruins.
In Gwithan ruins? Oh, those can be dangerous places during the best of times, which these are not. In half the locals would arrest you for trespassing, and the rest would kill you outright. I'm curious, what exactly did you find there?
Well, I mean, besides broken down buildings and things like that, we came across, I think it's a cult.
You do manage to find yourself in rather interesting predicaments. An excellent question. I came looking for fresh air and cheap land. Instead, the magistrate gave me directions to the inn and a story about the local lord's expectant wife. But I take it that's a familiar tale.
Like you said, I'm also a settler. Nope. I've been experiencing strange things of late. I'm looking for an expert on souls.
Indeed. The local lord has searched far and wide for similar specialists. He has rid himself of them almost as desperately.
His darting glance takes in the tumbled-down buildings and the fallow, rock-strewn fields. I expect that such expertise would be sought elsewhere. How did you manage to piss off those guys?
I'm afraid that was a matter of misunderstandings and mistranslations. It doesn't help that people in these parts remember their war with Adir like it was yesterday.
You did basically tell someone to suck your dick. I tried to tell them. They misheard me. Happens all too easily after a few pints, and the accent doesn't help. I see. For which I am grateful. Let's, discuss something else.
Begging your pardon, but neither do you. Yet, circumstances can find a person in the strangest of places. As should I, given recent events. It's just as well. I've had enough of the watered wine and lumpy beds at the inn. They say even the owner tired of the place. Just up and left one day. It explains quite a lot about the upkeep. Perhaps I could join you. I could use a change of scenery, and I find it's better to travel in numbers.
Sure. I almost got my ass kicked by a spark of lightning, so yeah, can't hurt.
Excellent. I shall follow you.
Party member?
Don't you have other matters to attend?
He's a wizard, Harry. Honest and diplomatic. Faintly good. Accuracy interrupts concentrations, defenses. Yep, he's a wizard, Harry. Second level wizard. Alright. Alright, does he just match my level when I... Okay. Dagger, simple clothing. Copper, copper, copper. Alright. Let's go to the inn. Villager, villager.
No problem.
Good day, stranger.
Baska. Hello, and welcome to the innkeeper looks. Oh, it's you. Tenfrith told us what you did for him. It's such a relief to have him back. I can't thank you enough. Gilded Veil, moderate positive. Consider yourself a favorite of the house. Discounts on drinks, rooms? Terrace said he wanted to whip up something nice for you. He's already back to work in the kitchens, she laughs. So what would you like? I'd like a room, please. No. I see what you have for sale. I just gained experience? Okay. Darkest Rattata cookies. Food seems like it's actually going to be valuable here. Recruit adventurers. Rooms. Store. Retrain characters. Party management. This man has nothing on him. Store. That's where I'm in. Rooms. Laborer's rest. Inselect characters to rest without camping supplies. Cheap rooms are usually available, but if you have copper to spend, you may consider the more expensive options. The bonuses they provide for a long time affect the entire party. Level up. I level up, level up. We will go with mechanics, survival, mechanics. Boop. Next. Ooh, class unlocks. 3 major categories: close, passive, and modal support abilities, single target support abilities, and a small number of targeted offensive abilities. Flames of Devotion. Call upon the Paladins in your fire, causing their equipped weapon to burst into flame and adding burn damage for the next attacks. 2 per encounter. A per encounter ability can only be used as a set number of times per combat. For example, an ability that has 3 uses per encounter may only use 3 times during a single fight. At the end of combat, the uses will be refilled for the next combat. Okay. Effect users. Which such abilities are used, the character applies the effect through the attack with either all currently equipped weapons or their primary equipped weapon. All the sticks of the weapon still apply, including the damage and other effects. Plus 50% damage as burn. Ooh, accuracy. Zealous focus. The Paladin's intense and pure conviction instills clarity on purpose in him. or her and all allies, increasing their accuracy and converting a portion of grazes to hits. Cannot be active with other zealous auras. Speed, instant, effect, increased accuracy. Move speed. Damage reduction. Ooh, I'm gonna go Flames of Devotion right now. And then go Zealous Endurance. Modal. To occur continuously while it is active. For example, a Paladin's Zealous auras grant bonuses to everyone near them for as long as they are active. Modal abilities are often grouped so that only one will... These groupings are reflected by how the abilities are organized on the action bar. I'm gonna get my smite. And we're done. Villager. Swinyer.
Welcome.
Don't know who you are. Don't care much. Keep walking. We're not here to chat with foreigners. Careful. Looks like they're cut from the same cloth as those rowdies who attacked me. Smells like it, too. Trumbull says you're threatening his family. Trumbull sent me. He, says you've been threatening his family. I bet he has. All nobility, that Tremble. Two big, strong kids, purest soul in all of Gilded Vale. Coward's sending our messengers to handle his business. Well, you can go and tell him we haven't had a solid meal in days on account of him. We can't afford a good drink on account of him, but we won't be bullied by some foreigner on account of him. What if I buy you all around? Will you talk to me then? Fair enough. You bring us something to wet our throats, and I'll be feeling up to trading word. Beep, 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 beep. Hello, Pasca.
Gods keep you.
I'd like a room, please. I'd like some reliable help. Black hands. I'd like to buy a round for those fine fellows over there. You're having me on. Any more fighting, I'll have to ban Swenyer from the inn entirely. Until then, it's 6 coppers apiece for the lot. Resolve time. Charisma check. The innkeeper started you wearily moment and says, well, that's all right then. Here, 3 drinks for the 3 fools. You get them off Trumbull's back, and maybe he'll be a little less stingy with the supplies. Slightly positive. You gained an item, 3 beer. Hey, buddy.
Hail, traveler.
You again. What do you want now? I've brought drinks. Eh, so you have. By the flame, I never thought I'd be so happy for a mug of the Black Hound shit beer. Gods, that's good. All right then, you got my attention. What is it you got to say that's worth a round of drinks? Look, you so much as raise your voice to that family again, and I'll hang you from the windmill blades for the crows to eat you. That uses my charisma, and it's passionate. But my devotion oath wants me to be diplomatic. Look, there's no sense in threatening the miller. You have him up against a wall. Maybe you could ask some of the other villages for help. I like that. Swenyer eyes you for a few long moments, drinking deep from his mug. Then he sighs. You're right. Things go on like they are. We're just gonna end up hanging from the tree out there. He looks to his comrades. Till Trumbull will leave him be. Don't know what we'll do now, with the crops failing. Haven't got another trade to speak of. Think Pasca needs a hand around the inn. I wonder if I can ask her if she can give him jobs. Lawful good. Neutral good. I could use some reliable help. Do you know anyone looking for work? Like, no, but the Black Hound? Yeah, tell me about the Black Hound. Really? Well, let me see. The actual building's been here for years, but the Black Hound's fairly new. We've got a lot of new faces here, too. Fewer than we used to, I'll admit. 10 Frisk the big draw. I'm sure we'll get the big crowds back again in no time. I used to work the tables, actually. until the old owner up and left. Nobody's sure what happened to him. He even left his poor hound behind. That's the name, see? The Black Hound. It's still sitting upstairs, pining for him. Poor old girl. Placing it up in my hands somehow. My very own inn. A lot of hard work involved, but it's been worth it so far. Please, sit where you like. Would you like a drink or a room? We have 2 available at the moment. I'm afraid we can't offer much in a good meal today. Unless you're fond of cold porridge. I'm going to go pet the dog. Have a good day. Like my character. Tinfrith. That's the cook. Ah, it's you, my savior. He makes a sweeping gesture to indicate the kitchen around you. It is so good to be back. Do not think I will let this go unrewarded. I have decided that you have earned the right to learn one of my most costly, closely guarded secrets, my dearest recipe. After this, you will eat nothing else. You've gained a recipe, savory pie. A savory pie to keep your hale and hearty. May it serve you well in your travels. Eep. Stealing. Spoons hang by the fire, coated in brownish gunk. I want to pet the dog. I will pet the dog. Give me the dog. Why are you so fucking slow for a rogue?
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
Oh, that's a new one. No, that's a... Oh, what's it called? Oh god, the old RPG game. That's old Baldur's Gate. You must gather your party before Genshin. Dog? Doggy. Dog? Dog. Dog. Where's the dog at? Dog? Doggy, 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 dog. Ooh, let the dog out. Ooh, 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 ooh. Hey, old girl. How you doing? The hound stares intently at the covered window, head cocked as if waiting to hear a particular sound. It looks up when you approach and whines a low note, tail wagging. Pet the dog. Dogtail thumps happily against the floorboards. Sorry, girl, I don't think he's coming back. I could use a good dog. Here, girl. What's over to you? Barks happily. You've gained an item. Black Hound added to inventory. Did I just put a dog in my backpack? Excuse me? Has a glossy black coat and an affable disposition. She trots along your heels, gazing up devotedly whenever you come to a stop. Oop. Oop. Yep, dog. Oh, who's a good girl? I got a dog. The dog is following me. Let's get it going on. The dog is following me. Do 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 do. Aska, I got the dog to follow me.
Good day to you.
I could use a room, please. Thank you much. Common room. Rest. Your sleep is restless and fevered, assaulted by hisses and whispers. Blanketed with a suffocating anxiety, your eyes open to awaken and find yourself in front of Gilded Vale's gallows tree. The creaking of its ropes louder in your mind until the sound is deafening. Hanging from the tree is an old dwarf woman whose face has shriveled inward like moldering fruit. Her head hangs limply to one side. As you look at her, she looms larger and larger in your mind until she's mere inches from your face. Suddenly, her head snaps up and her eyes open. They are empty, and behind them is a vast nothingness that makes your stomach drop. Her mouth slowly parts, and with a gust of rancid air, she speaks a word. Watcher! That was a bad move. You jolt awake, the foul smell of the dwarf woman's breath still permeating your nostrils. Sweat runs down your face in a thick droplet, and your skin is soaked from head to toe. You remember the woman. You remember seeing her decaying face when you spoke with the magistrate. He called her an animancer. Though it fills you with a new queasy apprehension, you feel a strange compulsion to see this woman once more. If only to confirm she is truly dead. Find the dwarf woman in your dreams. Beepity beep. The floorboards are sticky with spills that no one has bothered to clean. Villager, 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 villager. Hey, let's go now. Church. Gallow tree. Dead woman. Let's go to the dead woman. Hey, buddy. Welcome to our lovely village. Asshole. Caldera de Bronze. The squat, distended body of an elderly dwarf. Woman dangles from a thin, crooked bough that sags at the tug of her noose. The bloated purple flesh of her neck worn away in patches like moth-eaten mitten. Bulges over the rope suspend her. Her lifeless head lolls forward rigidly from one side to the other when the breeze shifts. You perceive a faint glow around her that casts no light on its surroundings, but there is a tepid warmth to it. You feel somehow that you could reach out and touch it, not with your hands, but with some aspect of yourself that has no worldly dimension. Reach out for the woman. You take a deep breath, clearing your mind, focusing on your objective. As you exhale, you feel yourself spreading out toward the hanging woman, perceiving all that lies beyond you and her with new, unfamiliar awareness. Once you have expanded enough to reach her, there is a sudden jolt to your mind, a ringing, electrical surge of images and words and sounds. Involuntarily, you shut your eyes and feel yourself being pulled down to some deeper consciousness in a space occupied only by you and the hanging woman. And when you open them again, she is staring at you with eyes clouded in a milky fog. Her body still swaying in the wind. You no longer feel from a tree that stands planted in this misty void. The woman gives a slow nod of her head. The rope creaks as she does, and she smiles at you.
Have you come here for me, dear? Or have you gotten lost? Ah, it is both, I think. Yes?
I think I survived a bywalk. Do you know why this would be?
Did you now, dear? My, that would be something, wouldn't it? Could be luck, could certainly be. A storm can be a careless thing. Or maybe it got its hands around your soul but couldn't pick it up. A soul can be heavy if it stayed in one piece through its time. Strong souls, we call them in the trade. Cold, I mean. Call them. Those days are all behind me, no? The world looks a little different than it used to, is that it? Feels like you're noticing things for the first time that have always been there. You have seen past the shroud. It only takes an instant. Your soul remembers, yes? Remembers how it sees when it leaves the body, like being reminded of a dream you had forgotten. You are a watcher now, and a watcher you will stay.
What's a watcher?
What indeed? Long hours have many animancers spent studying such things. Not I, though. Not I. I'll tell you what I know, though, since fair is fair, and here we are visiting, you and I, and it reminds me of better times. Souls pass on. Some say through Audra stones, which are the blood veins of the world. They leave the world for a time and are reborn into it, sometimes more than they were before. but usually less and seldom the same. For all souls there is a time where they do not live, yet have not passed on. And those souls roam the world, same as you or I, either living or lost. But no one sees them because they have forgotten how. A watcher sees, though, knows what to look for. And sometimes they know a person just by looking at them, know where they've been in ages past when their bodies were other bodies. See memories even their honor can't recall. A wonder to behold when all goes well. A wonder!
You specified when all goes well. What do you mean there?
Oh, nothing to be afraid of, I'm sure. It's just much to take in for some. Sometimes there's trouble sleeping or other difficulties.
She smiles at you, reassuringly, fanning out a tuft of long whiskers that sprout from one of her cheeks.
You should see old Merwald. He could tell you much more than I. A watcher just like you. Helped many in his day. Took up in an old keep no one would claim. Not far, not far. Kadnua, beyond the Black Meadow. He will welcome the company.
You were mentioning something about souls breaking apart over time?
Oh, yes. Entropy. Rimagan's work. We know little of why or how. We lose pieces of ourselves when we die, and pick up pieces of others when we are born again. But less than what we lost. We tried to stop it with the animantic sciences, but with little success. No. A very small few resist Rimergan's influence and stay together through some force of defiance, at least for a time. But they all succumb eventually, I think.
After I leave, I imagine you're just going to disappear forever, so tell me a bit about yourself.
Me? I'll bore you to tears, though. And here I thought you'd come to visit me in particular. Caldara de Baranzi, of the Valian Royal Academy of Animantic Sciences. Not the greatest of their number, but I came here all the same because this was where help was needed.
Why'd they hang you? She laughs, a rasping, choked cackle escaping between rows of buttery yellow teeth, causing her body to bob up and down with each spasm. Seeing your blank expression, she catches herself.
Oh, come now. Such a question. As though the answer were plain as a rope tied for strangling. Allow an old dwarf her last bit of cheer. Well, I came where I was needed, didn't I? Offered my services to Lord Radric for a pittance. A humble pittance. I was to examine the Lord's wife. See why the gods have seen fit to poison her womb. Studied her for months. Looked high and low for impurities. Tested her valence, the permeability of her essence. Do you know what I found?
I'm going to guess you didn't find anything out of the ordinary, but go ahead and tell me.
Nothing at all. A healthy woman, head to toe, blessed with a beautiful soul. Such a sweet woman, too. Meek, but warm-hearted. A few months' time, and the lord of the house demanded answers. For a time, I told him what he wanted to hear. Oh, yes, my lord. She is riddled with imbalances. I must have time to cure her. As the birth drew near, he grew impatient, as lords do. And this is where I've ended up.
You said you were an animancer? Can you give me any... I'm not from around these parts. What is an animancer?
A student of the soul. Something so basic, yet so poorly understood. But so many breakthroughs have been made in my lifetime. Had been made. Had been. To hear the locals tell it, we're a gang of soul manglers that preys upon the weak-minded. And the worst of us are. But the best of us? The best? Inspirations, miracle workers. My parents were soul twins. Miserable before they met, empty inside. It was an Animancer who helped one find the other, turned their lives around. You wouldn't believe the stories. Amnesiacs helped to remember their lives. The suicidal brought back from the brink of oblivion. The elderly afforded extra moments to say their goodbyes. How soon we forget when we're afraid. It's a fascinating science. A fascinating time to be alive in a place like Deerwood that does not control the research, no? I love the Valian Republics for many things, but their recent caution will leave them behind, I fear.
That's actually really fascinating. It's good to know animancers are a thing. I like the whole giving people a last moment.
Of course, dear.
So, how you're hanged? How are you able to speak to me?
Is that what we're doing? Perhaps it just seems that way. Perhaps it is the easiest way for your mind to make sense of it. I think it is a very good choice.
So I'm not just hallucinating this?
No, I think not. A pity that. It would be simpler. A mercy even. To not have to wander anymore, no? Alas, we are here, you and I. Wherever here may be.
Well, I can't think of anything else to ask you. I appreciate you spending some afterlife time with me to give me some information. Have a good time, I guess?
Goodbye, my dear. It was lovely visiting.
Caldara closes her eyes and her head slumps forward and over the noose, and your surroundings seem to bleed into your vision for some unknown place of waiting. Brig Eothus was granted Crucible of the Soul. Aloth looks at you through narrowed eyes. Are you alright? You seemed lost just now. Well, I'm a watcher, if that means anything to you. His arched eyebrows recede into his hood. Well, that is interesting. He gives you a sly grin. And I expect this has something to do with the hooded figure in the ruins, In any case, I appreciate your honesty. Since we're traveling together, it's probably wise for us to share these things. Do you know anything about the Watchers? You didn't seem very surprised by that word. Only that they're rare, and they seem to have unique insights into certain soul conditions. As you just demonstrated. Right, let's go.
17 and a half.
Fucking what? $17 and a half. And could have been 18 depending on how you count the dwarf woman. Are you counting bodies?
The dwarf woman. You were trying to figure out whether to count her as a full person. I think you oughta.
Are you fucking high?
Hanging from the tree. 18 of them.
Is that what you people do for fun around here?
Name's Adair. Though to the people around here, might as well be 19. Don't think I'd put you much higher than 22, 23 tops. You look like the sort that likes to get involved.
What makes you think I want to talk to the dead dwarf woman, who's clearly not psychic and able to talk to my soul?
I was smoking over here, saw you staring at her. Twice I refilled my pipe. You never so much as blinked. Your mouth was so slack I took you for a Radric at first.
Huh, okay. Do you know what a watcher is?
Careful, friend. Best not use that word round here. Could be any number of Radric bootlickers within earshot. Ciphers, animancers, watchers. Same thing in the eyes of folks around here, Radric especially. They come through these parts all the time with their cures, preying on the desperate. None of them are who they claim to be.
This also sounds like Matt Mercer. I'm gonna Google this real quick again. Pillars of Eternity. Dear. It's also Matt Mercer. I have two Matt Mercers talking to me right now. Of course, seeing you with that funny look, I'd halfway inclined to believe you were having some kind of communication with that dwarf. Yeah, either case, maybe I'm not 19 after all. No offenses. What's that supposed to mean? Hey, don't blame me. You can take my word for that. The audio just shit itself. The war? Saints War, only one in my lifetime. Fella decided he's the living incarnation of Eothus. Overthrows Red Ceres, marches on Drywood, so he gave him a Deerwoodian hello. What is a Deerwoodian hello?
Blew him up.
He smiles at this, but it's the smile of one recounting a joke for effect rather than enjoyment. God of Rebirth and Redemption, formally anyhow. Maybe they'll call him something different where you're from. I'd like to know more. I've got time. Why was your headman hanged? You got involved. Redrick sent men down here the other day, so they had it on good authority someone in town was working with Kolsk, plotting Radix overthrow. Said if we don't come forward right then and there, they'd hang every last one of us. No one was coming forward, so Swithin, my headman, he steps up and says it. It's him. They took him at his word. He sighs and shakes his head, his eyes fixed on the tree. Bound to happen sooner or later, if not for plotting against Redrick, then for protecting me. What does your town have against you?
Pick the wrong god. That's what it comes down to. Used to be a lot of Eothus worshippers in Gilded Vale. That mess of rocks over there, that was a temple to him, to give you some idea.
Gotcha. Okay.
Then one day, somebody named Widewind shows up on Deerwood's doorstep. Says he's the living flesh of Eothus. Got an army with him. Suddenly, Eothus isn't so popular in these parts. My brother Woden and me, neither of us believed it. No way was that Eothus. He enlisted, and then I did too. But, he didn't make it back. After the war, people took to punishing Eothus worshippers, accusing them of treason. Got real ugly, especially after the legacy started. Folks needed someone to blame. I was safe because I fought, but then this rumor starts that my brother, that he was on the wrong side. And I wasn't so safe anymore. Until my headman stepped in and said they'd have to hang him to get to me. Seems that's no longer a concern. Of course, the townies don't do the hanging these days, but when Radrick's men come, they got no problem doing the pointing.
You mentioned a Kulsk. He's someone who got tired of all the hangings. He's on the run now. Probably will be till they catch him. Alright, so you can't get that guy, and your headman just got hanged. You're probably next. Why haven't you left yet? Drinking. Point of fact, I'm on my way out. I just haven't figured out where I'm going yet. Not a whole lot of places out there that don't think Waden's legacy started with Waden. Where are you headed? Some place called Codnua. There's an old watcher there who might be able to help me.
Seem to remember hearing something about that years ago. He tamed that place. People would seek him out for all kinds of things. Troubles of the soul, questions for the departed. Of course, that was back when you didn't have to say watcher with a hush on your breath. A man such as that, there'd be things I'd want to ask him. Don't know why I never thought of it before. Not sure how I feel about setting out with a stranger, and a strange one at that. But truth be told, you might be the only one in town who wouldn't feel some relief seeing me swing from that tree.
There's a fine reason if I've ever heard one.
All right then. Guess I'll do some sightseeing. Long as you're not the one picking the sights.
Let's get the hell out of here. All right. I think that is a good place to stop. Thank you, everyone that showed up. I had a lot of fun with this one. I'll probably continue it later, like all the other games. I'm just trying to get a good branch, a good blanket of things to play currently to see which sticks. So, yeah. If y'all have any questions or recommendations, let me know. Tomorrow, probably going to be Star Sector or going back to Star Sector or starting up Underrail or Wasteland. I'm kind of nervous on those because like the builds can be like pretty competitive and people can get really into it. But I'll be accepting backseating on that one because I have no clue what I'm doing. All right. Everyone have a fantastic time. Thank you for showing up. This has been W.I.S.E, the AI. And good night, world.